good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. 4 minutes late, computer acting a bit squirrely, and I was making an alcoholic beverage. So that's my excuse. I was making the alcoholic beverage, and then I came here, and then I was trying to start, and the internet was being a little squirrely. So technically, I was on time. My internet didn't agree. So anyway, now that I have you all here, how are we all doing? It is 9:04 p.m. here in dark South Korea. It is it's hot, humid, sticky, and ugly. It probably will rain later, seeing how we're on the tail end of the rainy season. But what the fuck? What are you going to do? All right. Well, as always, we have the Johnny Depp Mega Pint Legal Vices Pimp Cup with another amazing mojito stuffed into this bad baby. Loved it so much last night, I made another one tonight. And quite frankly, for reasons that will be discussed later, I will also be making a mojito for breakfast tomorrow. Okay, how are we all doing? My Beavers unit, and you ignored me, you flashhole. I did not ignore you. I was busy. Georgina, stomach bug, going for free. Come on. All my mods are like, they're all under the weather. All right, what did I miss while I was gone? Rip Abe. I had a funny joke for that, but I figured it's probably too soon. Who else is waiting? All of you were. F it Friday, says Brandon Lesko. No, F it Friday is not happening today. That's going to be the first Friday of every month thing. I figure it takes at least a month to recover. So yeah, F it Friday, not going to happen until the first Friday in August. There we go. Go through all of this here. Mods. Hi, mods. Mods are dancing. There we go. All right. Looks like we're all caught up with evenings and everybody's got their greetings there. Let's see. Yep. All righty. Evening legal vices. What no umbrella? Says Georgina Archer. You know, for those of you that missed why I'm not wearing a hat for the past couple of days. And again, the reason I wear a hat indoors is to keep the glare off my cleanly shaven head. And when the camera is tilted up a little bit, there's a light back there. But 2 days ago, after my show, I was pulling my inner earphones out, and I guess the edge of a fingernail caught the inside of my ear and cut the inside of my ear, and it sits right where my in-ear headphones sit. So I put them in last night, and it was a screaming, stabbing pain in my ear. So until the little cut on the inside of my ear heals, no hats for me indoors. So that's the story. All righty. Well, as we start the evening, we have a wide range of opinions on things to discuss. It's finally we're at the time in our lives when the legendary, mysterious Sarah is involved with the police. It's her appearance. I'm waiting to see this. I have a great deal of curiosity about what she's going to be saying. Now, we don't need to do a lot of backstory. I know I say that, and then I talk for the next 15 or 20 minutes. But this time, I really don't think we need to do a lot of backstory. At this point, Hannah, the armorer, most of her stuff is kind of behind the scenes now. We all know she fucked up in the way she handled the set. She was very, very loose on security. She was aloof. She didn't seem to care. The only thing that was important about her is, I guess the only thing that's going to be important to know about her for the interrogation of Sarah was that she was hired to be the armorer. And somehow, she doesn't even know how it happened. She also became an assistant prop person. And Sarah, the mysterious prop woman, was reportedly the prop master. And in some way that nobody's able to put their finger on, may have been Hannah's boss in some respect. Although the armorer is sort of in charge, has absolute authority over everything to deal with guns and ammo. Because the prop master, who may know how to procure coconuts, costumes, and tables may not know anything about firearms, which was the case in this case. She knew nothing about firearms, and Hannah was teaching her how to load weapons, was teaching her how to apparently how to shoot weapons. Yeah, so she was an ineffective armorer. That's all we really need to know about her. And she would have Sarah do things that Sarah probably ought not have been doing. Like, here, go load this gun. Oh, you don't know how to load a gun? Let me show you how. And she would show her how to load the guns. And she said, "Oh, you go put this gun in the safe in the prop van. Oh, bring me that gun. Oh, give this gun to that person." She did a lot of that, apparently, according to her own testimony. But then we listened to Seth, mysterious Seth Kenny, last night. Started out thinking that he was doing a very, very good job of throwing Hannah under the bus by pointing out all of the dumb shit she was doing. But then about 17 minutes into his interview, my spidey sense started tingling. And by God, if I wasn't right, by the end of it, I was convinced he's evil. He's in on it somehow. He's involved in a cover-up because he was trying way, way, way too hard to throw Hannah under the bus, so much so that apparently he threw her under the bus and then took the wheel of the bus and rolled over her back and forth several times. I mean, he was, and the big question I had was Seth pissed off at Hannah because she was so inept, and her ineptitude led to one woman dying and another man being shot in the shoulder? Or did he have a grudge against her beforehand? But as his interview went along, he told the police essentially that he was angry at her before the shooting because of the way she was treating Sarah. And a lot of things, he was always like, "Oh, Hannah, she's an idiot. She's incompetent. She's inept. She's a bitch. She should go to jail. She's trying to avoid liability. She's not taking responsibility." And Sarah's so sweet. Sarah's so wonderful. Sarah is just the nicest, kindest, gentlest, loving person you'll ever meet. To the point where I am damn near 100% convinced. Can't say certain, but I can say I'm convinced that Seth is banging Hannah, and he didn't like the kicker was apparently a couple of days before the Alec Baldwin shooting. Sarah, the person who had no idea how to handle firearms, load them, or whatever, before Hannah gave her a crash course, was somehow fucking around with a gun and blasted herself in the foot. And that accidental discharge led Hannah the armorer to freak out, apparently, and was yelling at her and screaming at her and whatnot. And then Seth did not like that. So Seth wanted to get the armorer fired for yelling at someone who was fucking around with a gun and blasted herself in the foot. So yeah, I'm pretty much convinced that Seth, again, I went from thinking, okay, he's a responsible adult who is just going to give some independent opinions about what a crappy job that the armorer did. And by the end, I'm thinking he may have been the one that introduced the live bullets on the set intentionally to cause a safety accident so that Hannah could be fired so he could protect his little angel, Sarah. And either Sarah did it and he's covering for her, or he did it and Sarah was in on it and they're covering for each other. That's what the spider sense in my brain is saying. There's no evidence that I've seen that suggests that. I'm just kind of connecting the extra evidentiary dots, the background dots that the statements are suggesting at this point. And so now we get to have Sarah come. For Sarah, what are we going to look for? What I'm going to, and I haven't seen this interview. We're going to do a two-parter. It's 2 hours and 25 minutes long. So we'll do an hour and 12 minutes tonight and an hour and 12 minutes tomorrow. Or probably on Tuesday. What I'm looking for is signs that she also had a pre-shooting bias against Hannah. Or that after she got yelled at and got blasted in her foot, that she had a bias against Hannah such that maybe she would want Hannah to be fired, and to see if she has the same lovey-dovey attitude towards Seth as Seth had towards her. Again, I like to be neutral going into these things, but I'm going in here to look to see, to search and see if there might not be something that would suggest Sarah was doing dirty. And again, yeah, it was Don Hannaford. Thank you, one of my lovely mods. Oh, Sarah's coming. Oh, that joke is way too easy. I just won't make the joke. But what we're talking about here is this is the one I was going for. Nova Zephi, no spoilers in chat, please. Yes, I have not seen this video. A lot of people, probably most people, probably the vast majority of people in the chat haven't seen this video. So let the mysteries unfold for all of us. And if there's like a certain point that you're waiting for us to get to, wait for us to get to it, and then jump out and say your points. So MJ, no spoilers, please. That's a huge spoiler. Seriously, I know nothing about what Sarah is going to say, and that statement is starting to prejudice me. So I want to, I want to experience this as the police are experiencing it. So please, no details that have not been specifically stated in the videos. That's my comment and my request to all of you. And with that, I think we're pretty much free to get into the video. Just a quick note about what's coming up. The next thing I'm going to be doing tomorrow, tomorrow's weekend, so I'll probably be uploading something that I'm just doing around town or some point of interest. But also, 12 hours from now, I will be on the channel of Fair and Balanced. If you haven't been to Farron's channel, it's Faran Balanced, one word. I will be on her stream 12 hours from now, and we're going to be talking about literally out of this world stuff. We're going to be talking aliens, cryptozoology, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, time travel, dimensions, UFOs, supernatural, ghosts. We're going off the damn rails on Fair and Balanced's channel tomorrow, 12 hours from now. Or for those of you in some places in the world, today, 12 hours from now. So it'll be about 8 p.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Korea time, which will be 1 a.m. London time and 10 a.m. in Canberra. So yeah, I'm going to be on Fair and Balanced channel talking about weird shit tomorrow morning. Love it. It'll be fun. All right. That's the preview. So for those of you that aren't sticking around for the end of this, you'll know what's happening, and I'll mention it again at the end. And I've also sent out an invitation to Farron to join me if she feels so inclined this morning. Hopefully she's still asleep. All right. Let's get ready to rumble. Here comes the interview with Sarah. Yes, I saw the OSHA docs. I have not had a chance to look at them yet. All right. And as we go along, remember, I am trying to pay as much attention to the chat as I possibly can. Obviously, I can't focus on it too much because I got to pay attention to what I'm doing over here, watching and talking about and you talking about this thing, and also looking at things going on behind the scenes that you're not aware of. So if there's something you desperately want to get me to answer, or something desperately that you want to say, the best way to do that is super chats. Super chats will get noticed and pinned, and I will definitely read them, and I'll try to read the others as I'm able to. All right, we have 4 super chats already. The first one, Brandon, we start off the day. Thank you so much for the donation. Can we get a toast for my grandmother that turned 99 yesterday? Cheers, Grandma. That's pretty awesome. That's a good old age to be, her and the Queen. My father will be 87 next month. So your grandma's got 12 years on dear old dad, or 11. Yeah, 12 years on dear old dad. So cheers to your grandmother. I think I'll give her another one just because you're such an awesome guy. All righty. Mexican Iron Man. Okay. Great job on yesterday's stream. I agree with your assessment that there is some white knight simping going on for Sarah. It may be even more nefarious than that. Brandon, let's go in with another donation. Wow. Thank you again. I would breed an offensive line with Hannah, soccer team, if they came out too scrawny. I would breed an offensive line with Hannah, soccer team, if they came out too scrawny. Hannah looked pretty fit. She was apparently like a gun magazine model at one point until she wasn't. She's seen better days, but hey, she likes motorcycles and guns, so that makes up for a lot. Thanks again, Brandon. Grant G for the whiskey fund. Woohoo! Thank you so much for the donation and the rub and tug tip fund, whichever works for me. Oh, I have a coupon. I have a coupon for the alleged rub and tug. Again, before you all think I'm a freak, my Russian friends at my birthday party gave me a coupon for a 1.5 hour Thai massage at a sports massage place. But it weirdly says it's only redeemable between 7 p.m. and 3 a.m. So whatever that means, I'll have to go in after 7 and before 3 a.m. and find out. So, all righty. Now, with way too much ado, here we go. Bring on Sarah. Here we go. Oh, and what we're looking at here is a feed from an amazing place. The feed, I left the advertising here. This is from Crime Circus. Crime Circus is a fantastic site. He has a shit ton of these type of police interrogations and things, and they're crisp, they're clean, they're a good high quality video, and he has these streams that I'm using for this. So feel free to subscribe to him. He's got about 100,000 subscribers, so he knows what he's doing. All righty. Here we go. Strap in, strap on. Perp Direwitch, Rub and Tug Fund.
And are you okay if we start
Thanks.
with Crimson DNA real quick? Yeah, sure. My Crimson text cannot stay late.
Okay, we're off to a good start. The police are wearing their official skin tight Chuck Norris action jeans with flare bottoms. We see something that has been done correctly the first time. This man here is her lawyer, I presume. They walked in together, so I'm presuming that she has a lawyer with her. Congratulations, Sarah. That's a smart thing to do. All right. I guess we get to watch them take some fingerprints and DNA.
Today, we get done at 4. So let me go grab her real quick, okay?
Whoa. Hey, she's back. Nurse Ratchet here is back. The larger detective lady. I forget what her name was.
Flat down. Perfect.
Do we want to skip 5 minutes for interrogation or see what?
They call it.
Okay, I'm not going to skip through the 5 minutes of fingerprinting and shit because I want to see what the police are doing. I called into question Officer Chuck Norris action jeans here yesterday because she was an amazing interrogator. She had a very, very, very refined and effective interview technique that she used both on Alec Baldwin and on Hannah Gutierrez Reed. In fact, she's so mind-fucked Hannah Gutierrez Reed that she made her read her rights. And she said, do you want to exercise your rights or something along those lines? And Hannah said, well, I think I might want a lawyer. That is the wrong thing to say. We all know rule number 1, shut the fuck up. Rule number 2 is always have a lawyer. And how do you exercise your right to a lawyer? You definitively, unambiguously, and expressly state, I want my lawyer. And or I will not answer any questions until my lawyer is present. But she didn't say that unambiguously. She said, I think I might want to have a lawyer with me. And Sheriff Alex here, her name is Alex. Sheriff Alex here said, well, we just have a few questions before. I don't know, if you can answer these basic questions about you, your name, age. And if at some point, any point you think you want to have a lawyer, that would be great. We'll stop and then you can get a lawyer. And within 10 minutes, she had Hannah completely forget about the very existence of lawyers. She got her talking and she didn't shut up. So, and I was very disappointed with her for the first, what was the interview yesterday? It was like an hour and 25 minutes. For the first hour and 12 minutes, I was bewildered at what a horrific job she seemed to be doing as an investigator. And then in the last 12 minutes, she just closed this trap that a lot of people in the chat were saying that she was weaving. And she got Seth to admit that he had a grudge against Hannah, that the grudge was from before, and that he was trying to get her fired and all the other things we talked about earlier. She pulled that out of him very, very naturally in the last 12 minutes. So I want to see how she's going to do this today. All right.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is let's see what she talks about before they get into the meat of the interview. And as we know, Hannah had a lawyer the second time she was interrogated, and he just kind of sat there like a little potted plant or a little sad little burrito on a plate. But that's the other thing I would caution, that if you are going to get a lawyer, make sure you get a qualified, competent, experienced criminal lawyer. Let's see what this dude is.
Times article?
No, I don't. I've had like a couple people send it to me, and since I'm not a subscriber, I can't.
Everybody, I'm
Speaking of subscriber, if anybody wants to subscribe to the channel, please hit that subscribe button down there. And hit the like button too. We're at 101 likes.
The new one, right? The one that we did like last weekend
Yeah.
or something. I can, yeah. But I can see every single other one except for that one.
I know, because I'm in it, so it's really she spent so much time digging, coming up with all kinds of bizarre, stuff that just wasn't like, no, we're not going there,
Oh, interesting. He was just about to spill the beans on someone, presumably Hannah, coming up with bizarre theories of what happened. And then he remembered, oh, wait a minute, I'm talking to cops. I don't think we're going to go there.
I talked to Lisa this morning too.
Lisa,
Rocco.
you know who she is?
I don't.
I do. She's my ex-wife.
Oh.
Okay, that's one thing I know about Lisa Troffel used to be a DA in Albuquerque, and she is now David Hall's lawyer. And David Hall is the assistant director, I believe. He is the last person we're going to watch for our interrogation. So, dude has Sarah for his client. Dude's ex-wife is the lawyer for David Hall's. That should be interesting. I wonder if they're going to try to throw each other's client under the bus. All right. That should be fun. So he was married to the lady that's representing the next person who's going to be interrogated. That should be fun. Oh, and while we're stopped here, let's catch up on ye oldie super chat. Where are we at here? Come on, monitor. Scroll like a happy little scroll you are. Yeah. All right, here we go. We have one from Viridiana Carvalho, sorry. Hello, Legal Vices. You got the wrong impression of this Brazilian last night. I wasn't talking about you. Oh, yeah. She said some really horrible things about me. I was a misogynist, and I was a far right winger, and I had a bunch of racist right wingers in my chat. But then she remembered that it was supposed to be legal mindset. I still disagree with you about legal mindset. He's a good guy, but hey, you're entitled to your opinion. I would say no. He's just based and doesn't take shit from a lot of people. It can maybe come across that way if you happen to disagree with him, but yeah, I asked you to give me the benefit of the doubt. I'll ask you to give him the benefit of the doubt too. Watch a little bit more of him. Ignore the chat. The chat is different than him. Unfortunately, my chat is pretty much just like me. So, but yeah, legal mindset is a great guy. It's because of legal mindset I'm here. We're good friends. So I will support him in this way. I will defend him. But I appreciate the clarification and I give him a break. Brenda, another donation. Thank you so much. Did you hit the tables and win big again? Went to prom back in the day. Younger girl walks up and says, "Hey, are you Brandon?" After I said yes, she replied, "My dad says you're putting me through college. Always get a lawyer." Nah. Yeah, always get a lawyer. If you ever think, do I need a lawyer? The answer is absolutely yes. You can never do worse with a lawyer there. Well, okay. Well, all right, let's get back to the show. And again, much love to Legal Mindset. All right, I wish I was drunk. Popping in to say, how are we? We are awesome. We're interviewing. Stick around. Don't leave. All right, let's see what he's going to say about his ex-wife who is representing the assistant director who will be interrogated next.
Isn't that weird?
Oh, okay.
Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah. My 2 oldest children are, they have 2 children together.
They're
My
anti-Trump
youngest
again.
daughter from
What?
The other marriage, about a week and a half ago, she goes, "This isn't the case." I went, "What are we?"
The other marriage? How many times has this dude been married?
Dave's attorney.
Yeah. So what does she have to say?
No, we were just talking about, everything thus far. And I talked to Hannah's attorney pretty often.
Jason?
Right?
Jason's from, I think he's from the hometown. He's from Roswell.
See, this is her skill. She has a very good skill, which is putting people at ease and getting them to talk about shit they shouldn't be talking about. She's very good at this.
Was she an attorney when you guys were together?
She was in law school, and I was at the time, I was with the New Mexico legislature. I was the staff attorney in the legislature.
You didn't want to do like a, what's that one show? Better Call Saul?
Yeah.
Type thing?
We were long divorced from Breaking Bad now. So, no. She was with the DA's office here in Santa for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Kate Madison says, "I'm hard of hearing and need to read." Well, I hope you can figure out what's going on because these closed captions. What? We got to abortion. As you just saw, these captions are not the best. They're auto-generated, and they're pretty piss poor tonight. They're usually fairly okay.
Take the rest of the day off.
All right. Oh, geez. All right. She's a waif of a thing, isn't she?
It's like nice, like essential oils or something right here.
Oh, that's interesting. She's saying it smells like essential oils in there.
Yeah.
Maybe they're using a little aromatherapy to put the interrogee at ease. That's interesting. Yeah, Rebecca H says the super chat is covering the closed captions. Yeah, not much we can do about that. We try to avoid it as much as possible. But yeah. And here we go. Cherry and Max, thank you so much for your donation. Scratch last message was on one day I didn't watch. I'd still offer you water if you need it. I have water here with me in the form of rum and wine. It's flavored water, right?
Tell me how the structure of the interview go.
Okay, he's a great lawyer.
Pretty much just, I just
So
need
far.
some things cleared up.
He's a good lawyer. He's doing his job now saying, okay, you want to interview my client. You want to interrogate her. How do you plan on doing that? What's the strategy you're going to use? What are the questions you're going to do? And now she has to get involved in the Jedi mind trick with him and saying, "Oh, we just need a few things cleared up." We're going to see who's going to win this little battle here, because he wants to get as much information about what she's doing, what she's thinking, and how she's going to go forward with it. And the cop has got to try to play everything as close as possible to her vest without totally shutting the interview down by refusing to give any information to him. This should be good. How about if we move the captions over to here? I don't want to like put them up too high because that's kind of weird. Let's just kind of put them over here. Anywho, all right. Let's see what this battle of wits will show in the end.
More than anything about, I know your first interview was like pretty short. I wasn't there for your first interview. Obviously, since then, a lot of stuff has come into light.
Oh, she had a previous interview.
Not a lot that you haven't heard before. That's about it.
Can we ask you a few questions?
Yeah, of course. I have some photos that I want to show you. You guys can kind of give me your intel and everything.
She does have weirdly big feet, doesn't she? I was just thinking that same thing myself.
A bit.
Can you
A
tell
little
me?
bit. We'll look at the photos.
See if it matches right there.
Yeah.
Oh, he asked if they had a theory of the case. She's like, "Yeah, but I ain't telling you."
Yeah.
I bet hers was a lot more nefarious.
She's pretty dead set on it. I'll say that.
Oh, she doesn't have light opinions.
He's dissing the ex, and the interview hasn't started, and he's already dissing his ex and her client and his ex's theory of the case. He's already starting to push the focus away from his client, which is what he should be doing.
Like I told everybody, just be honest. Like, if you don't know something, don't be afraid to tell me you don't know. If you weren't present, like, or weren't a part of it or anything, I don't have to talk about like stuff you heard from other people. Okay. I am gonna have
British Yoga Dubai. Yes, he is her lawyer.
There is.
Oh, he's got to take a leak. I like her style. I like that simple look. Okay, this is a weird zoom. She's looking at the camera. Maybe that's why it zoomed. She was looking at the camera. She knows the camera's on.
So if you want to read these, and you can wait until he comes to do anything, but that's pretty much just your rights, because obviously I'm asking you very specific.
Okay, here we go. We talked about this yesterday, where they just brought Seth in for an interview. They didn't read him his rights. They let him talk. They let him explain things. What they said is not admissible in court because they didn't read him his rights, but they still know what he said. And I said yesterday that even if the police bring you in for an interview, shut the fuck up and get a lawyer. Don't even have an interview with the police unless you have a qualified criminal lawyer to assist you. Because an innocent interview can very quickly turn into an interrogation. And I think we're seeing this here, because they said that she had a short interview previously with the police. I haven't seen that. I don't know where it exists, but they said you were here for a short interview, but since then a lot of new things have come to light. Oh, and here's your rights. Sign those away, please. Which tells me that Sarah said something in her brief little interview. I don't know if she had a lawyer or not, but she said something that has been corroborated by additional information or evidence coming to light that now puts her in the place of a suspect. If they suspect you of criminal wrongdoing, they will read you your rights. Interesting, as Seth would like to say last night. So she had an interview. some stuff has come to light. They give her her rights. And notice how they're doing this while her lawyer is not in the room. This is walking a very, very thin line, because they haven't technically read her rights yet. They know she wants a lawyer. The lawyer's out of the room, but she's still talking freely. The lawyer shouldn't, the police shouldn't ask any important questions right now, because there's a very good chance it would be thrown out if she said, "Ah, ha, ha, I did it. I did it. I wanted Alec Baldwin to die, so I did everything possible to make it happen." That might not be admissible. But again, she knows what she's doing. I'm very, very, very convinced that this sheriff, Alex, she is a very good interrogator. Again, so she's taking this time, I guess, to make Sarah feel a little more comfortable. Let's see how far she goes down with this. Here's your rights. Oh, just initial here and just sign them away. No big deal.
Questions? Yeah. No, you're not in custody or anything of the sort, but I'm going to be asking very specific questions. Okay. Okay. So I need to wait for him when he comes in, just initial them and then.
See, there we are.
Initial these.
Yeah, just wait till your lawyer comes. Then you can initial these and sign away your rights, and no big deal. Oh, what was that? Oh, it's the camera.
So there's two cameras. So
Okay.
obviously there's a camera and a mic in the room. We use this as a backup just in case if anything in here shall fail. Like doing it. Sometimes these work a little bit better than other ones, so no problem.
All right. This is the first time they've told anyone about the cameras.
How's everything been?
Not great.
No.
No. I mean, the initial shock wore off a couple weeks afterwards, but it's not been easy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is
You
this is
working
several
again or
weeks
not?
after the
Not
shooting.
right now, no. I'm just not ready yet.
To go back. Are you gonna go back to doing the same stuff?
Maybe, I don't know, after, being in process isn't what I initially wanted to do, which just kind of fell in my lap.
Yeah, didn't you say you were like going to school for something else or you were doing something else?
I had always wanted to do film, but I was also studying to be in medicine. And
Okay,
then-
that's what I thought, that you were trying to do something in healthcare.
Yeah, initially.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. So
That was a long time. He was probably taking a shit.
statement of rights, waiver of rights. She cannot do them, but I said we'd wait for you. We're doing this protocol for everybody.
What was that? Samuel
this
Weber
protocol.
Rice. That was some great. Samuel Rice Weber Wright. For those of you that are hard of hearing, she said, "So I'm going to read you your rights."
She cannot do them, but I said we'd wait for you. We're doing this protocol for everybody. Like I said, just because I'm asking obviously very specific stuff.
Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
And among those rights, we had a question from do police have to give you a public defender when you're being interviewed and signed rights away versus when being arrested and they have to by law? By way of clarification, they don't have to, they never have to give you a lawyer. You simply have the right to ask for one. They don't have to give you one unless, and the police don't give you the interview. They don't give you the lawyer. What would happen is right now, like when you're reading your rights, that's one thing they specifically say. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to have an attorney present during your questioning. So they're telling you you have the right to have a lawyer. And then they say, if you cannot afford one, one will be appointed for you. And if you say, I want to have a lawyer and I have no money, please appoint one for me. There are court forms that you can fill out and submit. And you submit them, and the court will assign you a public defender if you meet the indigency. Okay. Indigency requirements. If you read the indigency requirements, then one will be appointed for you. And in situations like if you're arrested at a bar, a club, or whatnot, and they take you immediately to the police station at 5 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning, there's usually an emergency public defender on call or actually at the police station to deal with this type of situation. So yeah, they have to give you, the authorities, the court has to give you a public defender when you're being interviewed after they've read you that particular right. Before they read you your rights, they don't have to do shit. You can say, I want a lawyer present, and they'll say, fine, call one and get one down here. And if you say, I can't afford one, they just might read you your rights, but they don't have to provide you with a lawyer until you specifically ask for it after you've been told you have the right to have a lawyer present. I hope that was at least vaguely clear. What else can you ask them for? A drink of water, I guess. Thank you, Brendan. I mean, there's not a. That's the only thing that the legal system really has to do for you is appoint you a lawyer in a criminal case if you cannot afford to appoint your own.
No, did you ask me the same thing?
I had to read through.
Okay. Well, no, you can read them, but do you think you understand them?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good distinction. Just because you can read them doesn't you mean what they're saying.
All right. I know you have nothing to hide, but it's my job to make sure you understand that. Some people are like, "Hey, I've got nothing to hide. I didn't do anything, but I just do not want to talk. I do not want that to happen."
Mhm.
Okay, you're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy's a good lawyer. He's doing what Hannah's lawyer should have done. Hannah's lawyer
Like I
just
said,
sat there
if
like
there's
a
anything
fucking
that
flower
you
pot.
Don't want to answer, just say.
Okay.
So Lacey was in here with Dave.
They haven't come in here. I just talked to her on the phone earlier today. Hannah came in last week, before 2 weeks ago.
Who did Dave?
Hannah
Oh, him.
and Jason. Sorry, I just.
Oh, I was supposed to print. Why was that long?
Pyramid said the interview seems extremely loose, unprofessional, etc., and not by design. They haven't started the questioning yet. This has all been preliminary stuff. Shooting the shit for a minute, getting prints and DNA, and now signing away their rights. Now they're going to start the interrogation.
All right, we're just gonna jump right in, okay? So we kind of go over a little bit of your job history in relation to film.
Yeah. So I started out on production in late 2019.
Okay.
And I had a job as in the art department, and in that job I became the on-set decorator.
Okay.
And I just had personal connections from friends who work in the industry, so they were able to get me started. And then I was still working as a EKG tech or cardio technician at the time, so I would kind of go back and forth because I was PRN, so I was able to make my own schedule. So I
What's
took a break for a little
PRN?
bit.
Private registered
And
nurse?
stayed in the hospital, and then I asked for one of the a line producer if he had any work that I could do, and so that's how I ended up being a prop master, which was last year, a little over a year ago. I think it was in October.
Okay.
And then I just gradually kept making connections, and I stayed in the prop master position.
Okay. What does the prop master entail?
Basically.
So she's only been doing this
we're
job for a
responsible
year.
for kind of acquiring,
Again, this goes back to my overall concern about the situation. The prop master has only been doing this for a year. She was a nurse of some sort before that. Okay, PRN is a. This is great having actual nurses as mods and viewers. PRN is an as needed. Okay, she didn't have a set schedule. Got it. All righty. What do you mean Jeff is the new bread? I am totally unbreaded. That was a rude thing to say. Anyway, yeah, so Hannah, this was her second solo feature. She had problems on her first feature that involved Nicolas Cage, and then on her second feature, her solo feature, she had one of her actors kill somebody. So we have a lot of inexperience going on here.
Breaking down the script first and seeing what all
And
the
that goes
actors
to the
physically like
negligence of the
hold,
production company
because
in
that's what
hiring
a prop is.
unqualified
It's
people.
anything that the actor holds or touches. So I break the script down, I make a list, and then I acquire all of those. And I learned from other prop masters that a lot of prop masters, they work behind the scenes, so they have a team on set who's running props, but I've always been on set helping with getting the props to the actors. And in this case, yeah, the guns are also considered props as well.
Okay. Do they, does that job require you to have like any sort of certifications or anything?
No.
Or any formal training?
No, I mean, it's kind of just, I don't really, I mean, you need
Full
to
disclosure,
understand what
I am
they
not.
do, but it's not like formal.
It's hot in here.
Okay. Did you work with guns?
Yeah, I worked on two other productions with guns.
Okay.
One, I was the actual armor, and then the other one,
What?
I was just an assistant, not an
What? She was the actual armorer in one of the other films she worked on? Yet Hannah was saying she didn't know how to load a weapon? She didn't know how to shoot a weapon? And she actually shot her own self in the damn foot a few days before Alec Baldwin was killed? And she worked as an armorer previously?
armor assistant. I was working in props, but they only had me work with fake guns.
Okay. And how did you learn how to work with guns?
I learned from Seth Kenny.
Welcome back, AC. It's been dealt with.
Okay. Is it early summer?
Yeah, or July.
Were both of those sets prior to this or after? You were working with guns?
Prior.
Okay. So you didn't have any training before?
Before
The first time you worked with guns?
no.
Okay. How'd you learn?
Seth kind of just gave me a rundown of how to handle them, load them, show people when they're safe, and how to call things out to make everyone aware of what's on set. And
Wait. I have seen this portion of her interrogation before. I can't remember where. I think I pulled it up after I did the Alec Baldwin shooting. I've seen this part before, and that freaked me the hell out. Yeah. When she just said, oh, she learned how to be a fucking feature film armorer by some dude. And what dude? Seth? Seth that I now suspect of having something to do with it, banging her and covering it up. Seth. She's worked with Seth previously. That's good to know. And Seth just kind of
just gave me a rundown.
Just kind of gave me a rundown on how to use fucking deadly weapons. Wow. Did I say Alec Baldwin was killed? If I did, I'm an idiot. I don't remember saying that, but whatever. So, wow, pieces are falling into place in my skull here. Wow.
Down of how to handle them, load them, show people when they're safe. And
so you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Make everyone aware of what's on set.
And you're teaching others how to use them? That's the blind leading the blind right there. Wow.
Are you a union member?
I'm overflow, so I'm gaining my days to be on union.
Okay. What union are you?
Okay, so she's not union either. There's a lot of non-union people working here, which is very unusual for a film.
I'm not sure. It's in New Mexico. It's New Mexico's, but I don't know what city.
Okay.
Might be Albuquerque, just because a lot of filming is mainly there. Most cities, are in Mexico.
Okay. So how much did you handle the guns and ammo on Rust?
I I mainly handled them when they were, it's called a cold gun. So it was me helping Hannah out when they needed to be on set. So I would help hand them off to actors. And then on days that there was gun firing, I would assist Hannah with loading the guns and handing them off.
Okay. So who
Okay.
hired you for Rust?
Roe Walters.
And was that just the word of mouth?
Just over the phone, yeah.
Okay. Can you kind of tell me about, because I mean, you're all independent contractors pretty much, right?
Mhm.
You don't specifically.
What?
Who you work for them?
Well, I mean, we're hired by each production, so I mean, yes.
We're hired by each
independent,
production.
but
Yeah,
you're
that's an
also
independent
working under the
contractor.
union, so, but you're hired by each production and each project, that's like who you work for.
Sarah, that is literally the definition of a subcontractor. You have a job, someone who is hired to do something, someone under contract to do something, they outsource it to you as a subcontractor. You're not a subcontractor, but you work for each individual people on a contract basis. Yeah, you're a subcontractor. Again, this is the same thing we had with the Hannah. Hannah didn't really know who hired her. She didn't have a contract. Well, she had a contract, but it was with the prop department. It was maybe kind of under Sarah, but it didn't really specify her job. And now Sarah is saying, I'm not a subcontractor. I just work sub to other contractors. Nobody knows what they're doing. And this goes towards the overall general negligence of the production company for hiring people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. So this is very bad for the production company, I think. They've hired two very important people that don't really seem to understand what their job is.
Okay. And so, but you're under Seth's license, right, for PQ?
For that, yeah.
And what does that entail?
It just means that I'm allowed to work with the guns that he loans out to the productions.
Okay.
There's that camera again.
Something is. We just got new ones,
What is that?
and it's a camera.
What
So
is
I was
it?
explaining to her, there's a camera in here, obviously, but we use our body cams for backup in the event that something ever.
It's my Johnny Depp thing. You want crazy? Here's all your crazy.
But it's like.
Got to give me a mega pint of delicious Robert Mondavi rum barrel
What is
aged
that
It's a
noise?
little. It's that it's recording.
Merlot.
It's a little.
Remind you that it's here.
Yeah. It's a little abrasive though. My last one was like just like a little simple wire that kind of went on,
Oh, yeah.
but
Let me talk, interject, just from a legal point of view. When you say independent contractor, you're typically thinking somebody who's got a company that she's formed or an LLC. She's being hired as an individual by
She's-
the production company.
right.
Yeah, she's still a
Working towards
subcontractor.
Getting to become a member of the union by doing so many days.
Yes.
Okay, is that correct? So I just want to make sure that structures.
Yeah. Well, it seems like there's not really like a structure to film. Since
No.
there you kind of like just by the production by production,
Sure.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So with Rust, how many guns were brought onto that set?
Pleased to meet you, John D. I hope you know my name.
I can't give you an actual number because I don't know the number, but I want to say maybe close to 25.
Do you have the invoices?
Mm-mm.
Would you like them?
Do you have them?
I do.
Yeah, that would be
I
great.
may actually have
That
them
would, yeah, so.
on my phone.
Yeah, we're looking into getting all that, and then obviously.
I can get you the invoices of the guns and the rounds.
Okay, and that was the other one that we're looking into getting.
Find that.
So what's the process for like bringing all this on the set?
Mainly, so we carry them in these specific stocks that that the guns stay in, and that's what we keep them in until they're being pulled out for the scene. And so usually Hannah will go and check things with Dave, and
So I'm talking about prior to rough
prior.
them.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
like how do you
okay.
fire them before
okay.
before taking them on the set?
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, in this case, Seth broke down the script, saw what was needed for each scene, or sorry, each character.
Dave's not here,
and,
man.
And so he put them aside, and then he kind of just dictated what amount of ammo we would need, what would be best, and he gave those off to me, and we put them in a safe, the guns.
Okay. So where did you pick them up from?
From PDQ Props office.
Okay. And that's in Albuquerque, right?
Yes.
We're coming in, you know,
Oh,
that's the rounds from 2 different groups.
and do you know where the address is?
For the,
For
PDQ.
126 Monroe Street.
I'm like,
did you already send them?
no. Let me make sure I know the email address. Okay, so you picked them up from PDQ.
Yes.
Okay. Guns and ammo
Yes.
on the same day?
Yes.
And you and Hannah went together?
Yes.
Okay.
This is so weirdly incestuous. Her and Seth have a history of working on other movies. Seth allegedly showed her how to use firearms very briefly before she was an armor for another movie. Hannah is, Seth recommended Hannah to be the armorer for this movie and mentored her. Hannah was the armorer for this movie. Seth's only job in the universe was to supply ammo. I guess it was purchased for the film, but now Seth is telling Sarah, who's the prop master, how many rounds will be used, what kind of rounds to use, etc. That should be Hannah's job. This is just weird. There's a lot of, we need Dirk Gently's holistic detective agency to get on this. Just the interconnectedness of everything. There's a lot going on here.
And then did they go directly up here from there, or?
They stayed with me.
We got to move on some point, says AC. Has there been any
And
word on when
then,
Alec
from
Baldwin will begin
there,
shooting
when we
again?
had
Shooting
our
people or
presentation
shooting
for-
films?
It was kind of like a show and tell before the filming started. That's when we took them to set and we put them on the safe that was in the truck.
Okay. Do you remember what day that was?
I believe it was, I want to say the 4th, October 4th.
Mhm.
I think it was the Monday of the week of filming, first week of filming.
Yeah, because I think filming started on the 6th, according to call sheets.
Yeah, started on that Wednesday, yeah.
Do you have the call sheet for the day of the shoot?
Mm-hmm.
Or you have it?
All right. Do you know how much ammo was supplied?
I don't.
Okay. If you had to
No, you're
guess,
only the prop master.
What did you pick up?
Why the fuck would you know how
First
much
set.
props are on set?
I know that he gave us a lot of quarter blanks. He didn't give us many dummies. That's what Hannah was concerned about. So I later had to go back for more dummies.
There's a lot of dummies on this set.
I want to say, like over 900 rounds.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Initially?
Initially.
That's a healthy
Do you
amount.
know how many blanks were
I don't.
supplied? And then how was it?
She doesn't know much for a
I
prop
guess-
person who's allegedly
how did it
helping
look
with
when
the
you just
armor.
picked it up? What was it in? Was it?
It was in a, well, each, there's usually 50 rounds to a small box. And then all of those were inside a bigger white cardboard box.
Okay.
We call that a case.
Okay. So the rounds themselves were in the white cardboard boxes?
Yeah, and then they were all stored in a bigger one.
And then how many more times did you have to go back to pick up more ammo?
Once from Seth at PDQ, and then another from a guy named Billy Ray, and I think his is called Slots and Props.
Yeah.
And how much did each of them, did every go pick stuff up?
I don't remember how much Seth gave us, but I remember that Billy Ray only gave us dummies, and it was about 2 or 3 boxes.
2 or 3 boxes?
Yeah.
Do you know what caliber?
I think 44-40s.
No,
That's all that came
no,
from
no
Korea.
weapons of any kind in
As
Korea.
far as I know.
None of the 45 long Colts.
Not that I'm aware of.
Is there ever any ammo that came from anyone else besides PDQ and Billy Ray?
Well, I know that Hannah brought gun belts that had dummies in them already, and she brought that giant green bin, I believe, that was in the truck. But I just don't know if she brought.
No, this is a 7L rusticated
But I know
pipe.
that she had those dummy rounds in the gun belt, so those are the only ones I'm aware of.
Okay. Do you know what caliber those were?
No.
Do you know about how many there were?
Jesus fucking Christ, woman.
But she only brought dummies.
You're the prop master. You're the prop master. You are literally the Lord God of all things prop on that set. How many rounds were there? I don't know. Some. We had these things. We had some boxes inside of other boxes. And how many guns were there? I don't know. What caliber were they? Beats me. Do you know about how many there were? No, but she only brought nummies. Well, hey, at least Hannah's bringing nums to the set. Num, num, num.
That part I don't know.
And do you know where she got them?
She had them from a prior production.
That
And
wasn't the
about what she told
question.
you?
Where did she get them from? Not
no,
did she have
I
them in a
mean-
prior production?
I believe she just brought those from the production, so I just assume that that's where they were.
You don't know that.
Okay,
It could be her own, whatever.
okay, so I just.
Okay, see,
From the production,
that's what the
so-
lawyers are there for. I mean, they have to answer the questions. But as she said, she brought. I believe she brought them from some other place. She said, "No, you don't." The lawyer breaks in and says, "No, you don't know that. You think that might be a possibility." So, the lawyer's doing a good job here. I like him.
I just assume that that's where they were.
You don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay,
It could be her own, whatever.
okay, so I just,
Yeah, so I want you to be really careful when you're answering these questions,
okay,
because here's what human nature is. We want to answer, we want to help, and especially that's your nature. And in doing so, sometimes we'll think that we remember, but we may not actually remember. We think that
This
we
guy's good.
know, but we really don't know.
okay,
So you gotta be the guardian
So be
of your own
precise.
gate, okay?
okay,
All right, be careful.
That's what a lawyer should be doing. This guy's good. I like him. Hannah needed this lawyer. Hannah really needed this lawyer. So yeah, this is a good lawyer. This is what a lawyer should be doing in an investigation like this.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said, if it's not something that you know for sure, if it's not a fact, then it's okay to just say that. Okay, totally fine. Okay. So who's in charge of safety?
Hannah and Dave and the stunt coordinator. Which was Alan.
And what aspect of safety are each in charge of?
Just set safety in general,
Including weapons?
and specifically Hannah gun safety and Dave overall.
That's a vague answer. What are you in charge of? Overall safety, and specifically Hannah gun safety and Dave overall. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean she is is overseeing specifically Hannah and gun safety and Dave, or is she saying I'm generally overseeing and Hannah is overseeing gun safety and Dave has overall safety? She's not being clear.
And with the stunt coordinator stunts.
Okay. I know you've had some previous experience like on other sets. Do you know what a safety bulletin is?
Yeah.
Okay, can you
Well,
kind of
good.
describe it to me?
The safety bulletin just kind of goes over like the protocols. There's different ones. So for example, there's the one that is specifically for weapons.
Okay.
What qualifies her for such a
And then
position?
I know that I think
Not
there's other ones
much.
for, like,
Not much at
you
all.
know, different wranglers and stuff like that, and lighting equipment and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Did you ever see a need for rest?
No.
Never?
No.
How did you get like distribution of like the call sheets and stuff like
By
that?
email.
By email?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Phoebe from Friends.
So this is, have you ever seen safety bulletins before?
Nice one, AC.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just kind of like an industry-wide example
Mhm.
of them. And so you never saw anything like this with
No.
rest?
No.
Okay. Who's in charge of distributing
Distributing.
the like call sheets?
The second AD.
And that is
Trying to Tim Barrera, I think is his name.
and how would he distribute them?
Email.
Email.
Do you still have those threads?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So now we've established that
none
there
of these
are
were attached to
safety notices going
Did you
out.
ever see
Safety bulletins.
anything pertaining
And she has them.
to safety on the call sheets?
Not that I read over. I mean, for the main part, when it came to each call sheet, we just look at the general things that, you know, was for that day, and then we would just go.
Okay, but you never saw anything really, like dealing with the horses or dealing with firearms or anything else, any protocols that they put out?
I don't think so.
Okay. What about safety meetings?
We had a few safety meetings, specifically when there was a lot of movement going on or gunfire. I think in total we had 2 or 3.
During the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know if there was a safety meeting on the day of the incident?
I don't remember there being one.
Why wasn't there a daily safety meeting?
Who
That would be my
usually
question.
put on these safety meetings?
Dave.
And what would he talk about during them?
Safety.
He would
Do
just
you remember like the main points of them?
main points was just like going over what to watch out for. And any time that we had gunfire, he would just mainly tell us to make
Smelly
sure
cat
to
for the
cover
win.
our eyes and ears. And then with the movement, it would mainly be talking about horses coming through and just watching out for them, watching your pack and everything.
Okay. So pretty much just firearms and horses.
Yeah, that was the main concern
And
Firearms and
how
horses.
often would you say the horses were worked with?
every day.
Every day? What about the guns?
Every day, just not live gunfire every day.
Okay.
But they were almost always with the actors holstered with nothing in them.
Okay. How many days of live fire was there with what you guys had completed so far?
Yeah.
MJ, Dave is the
4?
assistant director.
Okay. What's your experience in like safety meetings and stuff on previous stuff you've done?
I mean, I've only, so I was never a part of any form of safety meetings when it came to Dead for a Dollar one, just because I would come in later in the day and work with a different unit. The only time that there was
That was the saddest
Safety
goddamn
meeting.
book I read in high
safety meetings
school.
on a production for me specifically was when I did deal with weapons in the summer, and we would, I I think we only actually had a safety meeting once or twice, and it was just going over the initial of our what guns we would use for that set. But all the other ones, I haven't had any guns on them.
Okay. So these look familiar. These are actually from Bedford.
This isn't Hannah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
This is Sarah, the prop master. Hannah's a short little thing.
So who teaches as far as like gun safety? Is Hannah the only one that does that, or does anybody else do it?
Hannah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever attend one of her like training sessions or anything?
Yes.
Can you tell me about it?
So there was one, I think it was the day no, it was the same day as the show and tell. And
Show
a
and
bunch of
tell?
our actors.
What the
came
fuck is this,
taught
elementary
them
school?
How to do quick draw, was telling them or showing them or giving them an option of what to wear for the gun belts, just because they had to be adjusted properly for them, and kind of told them what they would mainly be shooting, and was just having them practice with blanks. And
Yes,
and then some
JC.
of
Hannah was the
them
pit
practiced
sniffer.
with like their shotguns. And then the other training day was with Alec Baldwin, I think.
No. Training day was with
the
Denzel
second day
Washington.
that he was around, and they were practicing up by the church. I wasn't personally there initially. I came over to later during his training to help him figure out how to wear his holster and his knife sheath.
Okay.
Totally.
Like, did you ever do like a class or anything, or go over, for us we call them like general safety rules with firearms, anything like that?
During like our first meeting, I remember her talking about like general safety rules with the firearms, but I mean, I wouldn't be able to remember everything she said.
So on your guys' show and tell day.
What the fuck is
did you
show
help
and
with that?
tell day?
Okay. Did you help show the actors how to use the guns?
No.
Okay. Did you?
This is my pet hamster that we got from the pet store. What the fuck is a show and tell day? Weird. It's like a bunch of children on set. Just me, Nicole. Thank you so much for the donation. A little bit later, 15, 20 minutes ago. Can't help thinking that Seth might also be after their job. Nah, Seth is probably making way more than she is. He wasn't after a job. He was after her, and I assume they were just banging like bunnies. Perp Direwitch, thank you so much for the donation. She is a work experience kid. Yeah, can't argue with that. And not much of it. She's only been doing this prop thing for a year. Turtle Dove. Jeff, you're very unbreaded. I apologize for not using the correct emoji. Yeah. All righty. Oh, shoot. Hi from the Ozarks. Hey, Ozarks. How's the money laundering going? All right. Anyway, let's see. We are about halfway through this now. I'm doing pretty good on my timing. Not too bad. I'm kind of proud of myself. We're keeping time today. Our hour and 25-minute interview yesterday lasted for, what was it, 3.5 hours? All righty. Hey, statuesque Miss is here. Welcome. All right. We're going to go back to the video now. I'll shut up again. By the way, please, it's time for my halftime show here. Please, if you're here, if you're enjoying it, if you're having a good time, please hit that like button. Let's get the word out. The like button triggers all kinds of warm fuzzies in the YouTube analytics to let people know, hey, we're liking this guy. We'd like to see him being promoted more by YouTube. And then I get in the recommendations that show up at the end of videos and stuff. And if you're also here and you haven't subscribed, I would deeply, deeply appreciate it if you would be so kind as to honor me with a like by hitting the like. And I would be honored. What I meant to say was subscription. I tried to cover it up and I failed. I would be honored if you would hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, slap that little bell end there to get your notification of what's going on. And again, I would also encourage you to subscribe to my my Twitter channel. Twitter channel? Do we have channels on Twitter? Whatever the fuck, the Twitter account. Subscribe to that, because I will also advise you of when my videos are upcoming, when my live streams are upcoming, because YouTube is very, very notorious for being late, for unsubscribing people for random reasons as they shadow ban. Actually, that umbrella guy Tug wanted to join me apparently for the Shabusiness deal we did a couple of days ago, but he got the notification from YouTube like 28 hours after it ended. So that could have been fun. But yeah. Twitter, The Legal Vices. Email if there's something you want me to talk about or look at. Email me at thelegalvices@gmail.com. All right. I've got the self-promotion out of the way. And by the way, for those of you that super chat, if I miss your super chat, if I don't mention you within 20 minutes, get word to me somehow through mods or repeated posting that I'm being a dumbass, that I missed your super chat, and I'll go back and look at it. All right. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification, send me your super chats to get things noted, and subscribe to my Twitter, and let's get back to it.
Load any of them for them to practice?
No.
Okay. So it was all hand, and that's pretty much straight.
Yeah.
So what did you do at that time then?
At the time, I was just standing by to watch. That was it.
Okay.
I didn't technically have to.
Haley, thank
think
you
I
for
was
that
waiting
super
for-
sticker.
oh,
Damn. I
We
deeply,
were waiting
deeply
for our
appreciate that.
truck to come over, because that's when we were going to put the safe on there. So I was waiting for that.
Okay. Got it. Did she, or did you witness, when she was training, did they do, I hate to call it live ammo, but like,
Just like global.
practice with, like the blanks?
Yeah, just blanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no live ammo though, actual live ammo?
No.
Okay. Did you ever hear anybody voice any safety concerns at this time?
No.
Did you see anything that shouted out unsafe to you?
Okay, so she's saying she didn't see any safety problems. But there were reports there were a lot of people complaining about safety problems, which ultimately led to the entire, if not a large chunk of the camera crew taking a fucking hike. So was she ignoring it? Did she know about it, not tell anyone? Is she lying? Or was she oblivious to what was going on? I think I went back and read it, didn't I? I don't know. I love you anyway. Love all my mods. They're great.
What about, not just that day, but during the entire production?
I mean, no. I don't know. Is that a good time to talk about my misfire?
No, let's keep it a secret.
It's not that much of a secret.
Okay, I kind of figured that was out.
I haven't asked about it anyway, so if you want to talk about it.
Well, I mean, it'd be like unsafe, but it was an accident, and I always, if I'm helping out, I always do it.
Now, we were fucking around here. Did we all hear? Did we all hear that? Let's back up here. This is interesting. This is where she's saying there were no safety problems on. This is why I like this cop. Were there any safety problems on set? No. Did you ever hear of any safety problems on this set? No. Were there any safety complaints on the set? No. You kind of shot yourself in the fucking foot though, didn't you? Oh, those safety problems. I like this officer a lot.
I mean, no.
Nope. No safety
Is
problems.
that a good time to talk about my misfire?
Yeah, it is a fucking good time to talk about your misfire.
It's not that much of a secret.
Okay, I kind of figured that was out.
Oh,
I haven't asked about it anyway, so if you want to talk about it.
Well, I mean, it'd be like unsafe, but I mean, it was an accident, and
Well, that's the whole point.
If I'm helping out,
Of course, you didn't intentionally shoot your own gun into your foot. It was an accident. You know, it wasn't a safety concern. It was just an act. Well, that's the problem. If you're having safety-related accidents, there are safety problems.
I always do it in a safe manner, and it was pointing at the ground, and it doesn't have a projectile, so no one got hurt.
Why don't you back up for me and kind of tell me what happened with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody got hurt. You would have blown your goddamn foot off if there had been a round in it. And remember, this accidental misfire that I assume she's going to describe is what caused Hannah, the armorer, to get all up in her shit, which pissed off which pissed off Seth, who was looking out and simping hard and probably banging her, and caused him to have a beef with Hannah and want to get her fired mysteriously a couple of days before live rounds showed up on the set.
So that day we had 3 guns on set, and you know, we typically were moving at a kind of fast pace. So I was helping Hannah with the guns, and so I was reloading after one of the takes. I was reloading a character, his name is Ike. I was reloading his Colt, and he just had quarter load blanks in his, so he had 6 rounds, and so I took those out, and after they were discharged in the scene, and then I was putting in 6 new ones. And with a Colt, the hammer, or like it's kind of weird to load it. So after I close the loading gate, you have to pull the hammer back all the way while simultaneously pulling the trigger, and then kind of release both slowly.
That's not kind of weird. That's standard old school revolver stuff. But you should know that because you've worked as an armorer on a movie previously. There's Jeff is an MFG for hitting the pipe, son. This is a genuine, legit tobacco pipe. It is loaded with Dunhill Navy rolls. Nothing fishy going on here. Legit 7LE tobacco pipe.
And the hammer slipped from my thumb, and it discharged too quick.
Okay.
Now, here's another lesson. And those of you who have guns can agree or disagree with me. But yeah, like she's saying, they're old school guns that the revolvers, when you put the cylinder in, if the hammer, that's the thing you cock back, for those of you that are completely ignorant. The thing you cock back is the hammer. And in these old school guns, if the hammer was down, the cylinder wouldn't go in. So you had to pull the hammer back a little bit and pull the trigger in enough that the firing pin would set back in the gun. Then you can close the cylinder, and then you can slowly release the hammer back into position and let go of the trigger. But her finger slipped off the hammer, which caused it to hit the firing pin, and the blank went off. How do you avoid that? Very, very simply. You never have a round in the fucking chamber that's under the firing pin. Simple, solves your problem. It slips, it hits air. Apparently she didn't even know that.
And
You
then
understand how that goes, right? So you're pulling it back, you're trying,
I'm so not a revolver person. So
well, yeah.
yeah, I
When
mean,
you're pulling it back, you're gently releasing the trigger and the hammer to the cocked safe position.
Mhm.
Base of your finger and hit the primer.
I mean, it sounds like it's pretty easy for
It happens.
it.
Well, that's another thing. If you absolutely have to have 6 rounds in the cylinder, you know, where the hammer comes back. Let's see if we can do this a little bit bigger. So the gun, you pull the hammer back, and there's a space between the end of the hammer and the slot where the hammer goes in. If you absolutely have to have a round in the cylinder where the firing pin is going to go down, it is literally absolutely perfectly safe where you put your hand, your finger, like, how the fuck can I do this on camera? Yeah, the gun is like this, the hammer is back here. You put your hand between the barrel and the cylinder and the hammer, and then you let it go down on the meat of your finger slowly. So if it does slip, it only hits your finger and doesn't hit around and blow the fuck out of somebody. Marco DM says, "Oh, nice NATO watch strap. Yeah, that's on my Omega Seamaster 300-meter blue face. Yeah, that's my watch for the night. The Omega Seamaster. This is a beautiful, beautiful watch. Anyway, let's go.
Bunch, but it happens.
And so like people were there, they knew what happened, and then I apologized to the crew, and then I proceeded to tell Seth. I told the production designer. I told Ro, so that way everyone was just kind of aware of what happened, but also literally like 5
Boomer
minutes
with money,
after
bitches.
that happened, the stunt double accidentally discharged the Henry rifle.
Oh, I'm being a boomer because I didn't do
how,
this. Hey, I was having fun watching the video on my other screen. All right. That was a
but
fucking
yeah,
stupid thing of me to do. All right. Back. All right.
Like people were there, they knew what happened, and then I apologized to the crew, and then I proceeded to tell Seth. I told the production designer. I told
Boomer's gonna boom.
So that way everyone was just kind of aware of what happened, but also literally like 5 minutes after that happened, the stunt devil discharged the Henry rifle.
Jesus Christ, people!
The cabin, no one else was in there.
Jesus fucking Christ! Holy crap! What she's saying, she is just telling that this is an absolute shit show. That's insane. She's saying, okay, I accidentally discharged my weapon. I apologized to the crew. I told everybody I was sorry for being a dumbass and fucking up. But 5 minutes later, somebody else had an accidental discharge of a rifle. The stuntman had I won't say misfire, had an accidental firing in his room. Holy crap. Anyway, okay. So someone is saying that I missed a super chat because I said if it goes more than 20 minutes, clue mip. It has been more than 20 minutes since Magician Sapphire came in, and I read other deals. Ahoy, Captain Vices! Thanks for sailing another journey across the legal seas and helping us help it make sense to us. If it's making sense to you, that's great, because the shit they're talking about and the shit they're doing on set makes literally no sense to me. This is seriously a group of incompetent younglings who don't know what their job is, don't know how to do their jobs. So they've got her misfiring her weapon. 5 minutes later, a stuntman misfiring his rifle. A couple days later, Alec Baldwin kills somebody. And as wait, where'd that comment go? Where'd that comment go? And someone was saying, and they were all drinking. That was something that Hannah testified to. They would all get drunk every night and smoke weed basically every night. And she would smoke weed to go to sleep. And this is just an absolute shit show. I'm surprised there weren't more accidents. Just hearing the 3 witnesses, I guess she's number 4, the 4 witnesses that we've heard from so far.
But yeah, it discharged somehow.
Okay.
But she did self-report.
Okay. And you reported it to, you said Seth. row and two rows.
And remember, those of you that were here yesterday, when Seth was talking about this accidental discharge, as he called it, when he was talking about this accidental discharge and Hannah getting all over Sarah's shit about it. Oh, Hannah was a bitch. She was an idiot. She was just she was just being a bitch. She was making a big mountain, a big thing to do out of nothing. Your gun safety is never nothing. And when there's 2 episodes within 5 minutes, as she alleges, you know, kitty cat, they're all guilty of premature discharges. Yeah, you know, that happens. And it's never happened before. I don't know what happened. But hey, you get to go longer the second time. Wait, are we talking about the same thing?
The production designer, Brian
You know his last name.
Norvell, I think.
And then how did you report this to them?
I just texted them.
Okay. You still have those text messages?
I do.
Awesome. And then what was the outcome of it after you reported it to them?
She wouldn't have such big feet.
They just said okay or copy.
And that was it?
Yeah.
Okay. No like incident report done, no paperwork filled out,
No.
anything. What about with the other accidental discharge?
I don't
know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
another safety thing. I think one of the special effects poppers, it exploded when it wasn't supposed to, when people were near it.
Okay, Hannah testified. Hannah gave her a statement about that as
right?
well.
I don't think it was indoor. I think it was on a porch.
Oh, goddamn son of a bitch. I hate when I do that. When I click to stop it and I accidentally click on the tiny little 1 millimeter line I've got here. God damn it. Where were we? Ugh. Fuck me. All right, we're right. There we go. God damn it. I'm such a boomer. All right. That freaked me out so bad. I can't even remember what I was going to say. So no, that's not a boomer moment. That's just one of these weirdly serendipitous things I seem to do once a night. Like when I go, you can all see the cursor here. When I go to pause it to bring the screen up, I should click it here and then hit the space bar. But I kind of click around here and I just click a little too close. And there you go. God damn it. All right. As long as we're here, let's clear up these. Brandon Lesko, hey, where is that cocktail? I haven't seen that thing in a while. Motorboat, you old sailor, you. Hey, speaking of Cheech, and then she started going like a motorboat, saying "fuck me, Alex." That's a good. That's a good. No, the cocktail was gone a long ass time ago. You're not paying attention, Brandon. I'm just about to empty this glass of wine in the meantime. All righty. Thank you so much, Kathy L, for the shout outs to the Ozarks. In all seriousness, love your work and commentary. Also can have decent dialogue and little vitriol in the chat. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Again, just briefly about the chat here. There's a little bit of, because I am such a me. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I'm definitely like an open guy. I bounce around to other channels. I'm on very conservative people's channels. I'm on very Nick Rekieta channels where he has 500,000 subscribers and can say whatever the fuck he wants about anything. And nobody cares. Like we had the little thing here in the chat with calling the mods gay. I mean, that happens on Nick Rekieta's stream all the time. Everybody, the mods get called gay all the time, and they're cool with it. But we're not able to be that liberal yet. We're still new. We're still learning. So you get people that have one culture in one chat mingling with others that have other cultures in other chats. We get it all worked out in the end. We're still all friends here. I mean, by my count, last count, I think there's been, other than bots, like 3 people that have ever been perma-banned from here. So, we get there's a little bit of growing pains as the people that come to me from Nick, the people that come to me from Legal Mindset, the people that come to me from Kurt, or as he is slowly becoming he who must not be named, or coming from Legal Bites. As everybody comes here together, we kind of have to get used to each other and get used to the dynamic. But to this point, as far as I'm able to tell, other than the exception of very, very few exceptions, everybody in the chat is here with good intentions. So we're all good. Just me, Nicole, thank you so much again for the donation. Put them all on a negligence bus and take them away. Well, that's the thing is, I mean, even if you say, okay, Hannah was negligent for doing this, and then you say, well, Seth was negligent for doing this, that doesn't mean Hannah's still not negligent. Or, Alec Baldwin was this. That doesn't mean that Hannah and Seth are not negligent. Many, many people can be criminally negligent at the same time for different reasons. So one person being negligent doesn't absolve everyone else. So keep that in mind. Kitty Cat, you've got to have a thick skin in this chat. We have fun. I give people the benefit of the doubt, and I hope you all give each other the benefit of the doubt as well. We're all good intention here. It's for fun games and shenanigans, and I'm very much for an open free speech guy. That's my nature. There's, if something weird happens, and it'll work itself out. So you guys are great. I love the chat. I love my mods. We are who we are. We all have our own personal sensitivities, but just assume everybody means well and is having fun. That's a great thing. You guys are great. Everybody's awesome. Let's move on and see how much more of a shit show we can get into here.
All right. So,
Jeff has to be milk toast compared to Nick Ricada, because Nick Ricada has about 1,000 times more subscribers than me.
When it wasn't supposed to, when people were near it.
okay.
But yeah,
That was the other indoor one, right?
I don't think it was indoor. I think it was on a porch.
Oh, that's why I paused this like a billion years ago, and then I got fucked by hitting the timeline. She was talking about the popper accidentally going off. Poppers and squibs, they're sort of like the things, they put these tiny little, they're explosives. We'll just call them explosives. Tiny little explosives, like little firecrackers, little things on like benches, like they put them in a line, or, they'll put them in on somewhere on a porch, or they'll put them on things so that like they'll go off in sequence, like boom, 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 boom. That's what happens when someone like shoots a machine gun and you see like it hit a side of a car and go on the side of the car. You see the little sparks, or someone shoots a bench and you see like the explosions hitting the bench. Those are actually tiny little, like firecracker things that simulate a hole being made by a bullet entering it. And so what she's saying is one of those little prop explosions meant to simulate a bullet hole accidentally went off. And apparently that's kind of fairly common, but yeah, let's see what she has to say.
I don't actually. That's just what I think. I just remember hearing it explode.
Okay. Do you know what day was your accidental discharge?
I believe on October 16th.
What day was your accidental discharge? That'll never not be funny to me.
Oh
God.
I was off to the side away from others, but my other assistant Nicole was there, and then she was sitting next to me, and then one of the special effects guys named Roman.
Okay. So not too many people.
No.
All right.
Oh, fuck me.
As far as the safes that you guys use to store the guns, who locks it when you guys aren't using?
Who locks it when you guys aren't using?
When we're not using it?
Well, if you're not like, you don't leave it open, right?
No. I mean,
So who's in charge of making sure it's locked?
Okay,
I mean,
why she's asking this for a very good reason. Because Hannah, in her interrogation, said that we would lock the guns in a gun safe in the prop van, and we would put the ammunition in a bag in the back of the prop van. But she also testified, she also said in her interrogation that she didn't know if the prop van was locked or not because someone else was in charge of the prop van. And the person she described as being in charge of the prop van was a Hispanic man with a mustache and a medium build. So she didn't even literally know the name of the dude that was in charge of the prop truck. She didn't know if it was locked up overnight. She assumed that security was watching the prop van. So I guess the officer here is trying to see who was fucking up for not making sure everything was locked, for not making sure everything was properly secured at night. So this question is based on information that she got from Hannah.
Me, Hannah, or Nicole.
Okay.
Not just supplement your questions, but maybe you can explain to her the protocol of the safe. When it's open, why it's open, when it's open, what happens after it's open. Just take it through.
Yeah, I mean, it has a keypad on it, and so you type in the code to open it. You take out the guns that you need, we put them on our cart, and then we lock it up right away. We never left it open.
Okay. And then the prop truck?
Yeah.
Who is in charge of that prop truck?
I mean, it's leased under the production, but it's watched over by.
Hold on, Robert. What do you mean by who's in charge?
So
I like this lawyer. This lawyer is seriously doing a good job. That's a very important question. What do you mean by who's in charge? That's a very good, specific, qualifying question. As Pineapple Slushy said, yeah, the code is going to be 1234 or 0000. This is a good lawyer. This is how a lawyer should be representing their client in a police interrogation, not like the poor guy that Hannah had.
I mean, these trucks are, I don't know if you've been on a set before, but there's these big,
Someone.
and it's not a set, it's smaller. It's kind of like bigger than a moving van, but
Ours is like 40 feet.
yeah, it's pretty big.
40
but
feet's a
that's
big
where
fucking truck.
They keep all their stuff.
Mhm.
So the safe, ammo, the car, so I think is who's in charge of making sure that truck is secured and locked and
So that would be.
The only reason I was asking who's in charge is it was the truck driver, and he may be in charge of moving it.
Mhm.
So I was just trying. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just trying to figure out when you say charge, what do you mean by charge?
who would be in charge of locking it up and
The Teamster would. I mean, we would close the gate at night, but in terms of, we never had locks on them unless if, the Teamster would lock it up after we left.
who was the Teamster?
I don't know his name.
People, seriously. Are you serious? If they lock it up at night, I don't know who's in charge of it. There's some Teamster dude. I don't know his name. Analytical T, this is not an interview. This is an interview, not an interrogation. No, this is an interrogation that is being made to look like a friendly interview. Not all interrogations are the single bare light in a room shining them. We have ways of making you talk. Now this is a cordial interrogation. This is good cop. It's not always bad cop. It's not, we know you did this. What's going on? This is a very, very good interrogation. So this, I mean, again, this is showing that it's literally her job to be in charge of every prop on set. And she doesn't know who the fuck's taking care of it. She doesn't know who the fuck's looking after it. She doesn't know who the fuck is concerning themselves with making sure that people don't have access to weapons.
And he may be in charge of moving it.
Mhm.
So I was just trying. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just trying to figure out when you say charge, what do you mean by charge?
Who would be in charge of locking it up and
The Teamster would. I mean, we would close the gate at night, but in terms of, we never had locks on them unless.
Never had locks on the gate accessing the set. But again, it's a gate on a fence. You can climb over the fence. That's why they have security. But continue to listen to this.
The Teamster would lock it up after we left.
The Teamster would lock up the gate after we left. Again, it's just a gate.
Who was the teamster?
I don't know his name.
I don't know his name. Some dude just locks up the set that has all the fucking props I'm supposed to be taking care of on it. Wait, is Farron here? Farron, welcome.
Hispanic, dark hair, older.
Oh, see, this is the dude. She is literally the damn prop master. Hannah was literally the damn armorer. They were working together. Both of their jobs is to make sure that the weapons and the ammunition are safely, securely locked down overnight when anybody can wander in and fuck with stuff. Hannah's description, when they asked her the same exact question, who was the dude that locked everything up at night? I don't know. It was a Hispanic guy with a mustache and a medium build. This is New Mexico. That is 80% of the people you will see in New Mexico. Some Teamster dude, Hispanic with a mustache and a medium build. And listen to what genius Sarah here says. Sarah being the prop master for this set. Sarah, the prop master, the one who has ultimate authority and ultimate responsibility for all of the props on set.
Hispanic, dark hair, older.
Hispanic, dark hair, older. Excuse me. What Hispanic man doesn't have dark hair? That is literally 100% of Hispanic males that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, other than like Ricky Martin dyeing his hair. Oh God. And again, while Farron is still here, she's got some. I invited her to join, but she's got some other stuff to do. I guess she's just popping in here for a bit until the other stuff happens. But as I mentioned at the beginning, now that we're halfway through, this is a good time to mention it again. See, 10 hours from now, I will be on Farron's stream. We are going to go completely off the rails, talking about stuff that she enjoys, as well as stuff that has fascinated me since I was a kid. Everything: aliens, UFOs, shapeshifters, government conspiracies, Area 51, Bigfoot, Loch Ness monsters, all kinds of paranormal, ghosts, supernatural shit. We're going to be talking about that over on Fair and Balanced, like 10 hours from now. And if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen her stream, if you haven't subscribed to her channel, go over there and do that and join us tomorrow on her channel. She's awesome. She's an experienced professional journalist, and she has some very, very interesting views on these things, and she handles things like a qualified reporter. And if you're wondering, oh, is Farron unbreaded? She's unbreaded as fuck. So it's going to be a great stream. All right, now that I've hyped that up, 10 hours from now, join me at Fair and Balanced. Go check it out. Oh, we've got it. We've got the media panel with Eric Hunley set up. This should be good with Mr. Conspiracy himself. Cool. All right, we're gonna be doing good. It's gonna be fun. And for those of you that are wondering, of course, I'm Legal Vices. It'll be 9 a.m. my time, and you can guarantee I'm gonna have a mojito with me because it's the weekend, motherfucker. We're gonna be hitting the Legal Vices hard. Okay. Fair and Mountain also says, okay. Also, my friend is a gun ammo guy on set. He just did it for the terminal list. Oh, cool. He said, all of these folks are dumber than a bag of hammers to let this happen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, she's had 1 year experience as a prop master. Hannah, this was her second solo show. This is all going towards the production company's negligence in hiring people that seriously are dumber than a bucket of rocks, or as my brother used to say, dumber than a mud fence after a rainstorm. It's I mean, how any of these people know what's going on? Both of the people that are in charge of deadly and dangerous props say that, oh, it's just some Hispanic dude with dark hair, a mustache, and a medium build that's in charge of all of it. God dang. I mean, really. Thank you very much for that useful information on identifying the guy who is literally in charge of protecting the weapons and ammunition while everybody is offset.
So did this truck get locked up at the end of every day?
I don't know because they
God damn it, you are the prop master. You are, it is exactly what it says it is. You are the master of the props. You control and are responsible for the safety, whereabouts, inventory, and everything else to do with every single prop on the set. And you don't even know if it's locked up at night. JC says, it's evident zombies would not target those mofos as they effing have no brains. So why would Alec Baldwin not check his weapon when asked? Because he's fucking Alec Baldwin and he's a dick. He's an entitled, libtard. And I call him a libtard, even though I'm not a right winger. I'm a libertarian. It's just entitlement. Oh God. I hate everybody. I have a Russian friend and she's funny as hell. She has a great saying that the first time I met her, she said, I really don't care about most people. I totally agree with that sentiment. As Farron was saying, these people are just, they're dumber than a bag of hammers, which is really sad considering that they're also in charge of things that can kill people.
they would sometimes move them to different locations, and I don't know if they locked them up after we left. But we would close the doors in the tailgate, but I don't know if
Hey,
they
I'll
were
marry who I
locked.
want to marry, mofo.
I mean, can you recall a morning that you guys came in at the start of shift and it was locked and you had to wait for somebody to unlock it?
No. Only when I went back after everything had happened.
Okay. Again, we've talked about this a bajillion times. This interrogator, this sheriff here, she's really, really good at her job. She has such an easygoing way about her. She has such a disarming, I have no pun was intended. I just have no other way of describing it. A disarming demeanor that she can ask you a very, very important question that you don't even know is a very, very important question. The previous question she asked was, do we know if that van that had all the props, including a fuck ton of weapons and several fuck tons of ammunition, was locked at night after everybody left? Well, I don't know. The next seemingly innocent question is, well, when you came to set the next morning, did you have to wait around for someone to unlock it? No. Okay, you've just got her to admit that it wasn't locked up overnight. You don't know if it was locked up, but you didn't have to have anybody unlock it in the morning. Ergo, it wasn't locked. And you're a fuck up because you're supposed to make sure this stuff is secure.
And that's when it was locked up. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
As far as the guns go, when you put them into the safe, are they checked for ammo?
We always unload them before they're put in the safe.
Okay.
And that's during lunch too?
Yeah.
So every gun is unloaded before it goes in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we have a contradiction here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a contradiction. On the day of the shooting, Hannah, the armorer, said that she put 5 rounds in the revolver. The 6th one wouldn't go in, so she put it on a cart. And she said the cart was literally full of ammunition that was, in her own goddamn words, just chilling on the cart during lunch. And then when she came back from lunch, she put another round in the cylinder to fill the cylinder. So she was saying there was 5 rounds in it when they left her for lunch. I believe she said they put the weapon in the safe in the prop truck during lunch, but left the ammunition chilling on the tray. But here, lovely Sarah, the prop master, is saying that they unloaded the weapons before lunch all the time. British Yoga Dubai, she actually did say the rounds were just chilling on the cart. So, all right, we have a discrepancy here, kids. Let's see how investigator Alex handles that.
And then, so whose job is it, when they're going back into the safe, whose job is it to check and make sure that they're unloaded?
And usually Hannah.
Usually
What do
Hannah.
you mean usually, Hannah?
Like, I
Okay,
would help her, but it's her.
good question. I love this investigator. Yeah, see, she's going in for the kill already, and we're 57 minutes into, well, about 55 counting the crime circus introduction. About 45 minutes in investigation, she's already going for the kill. Yeah, when it's like, who is responsible for making sure the weapons are unloaded before they go in the safe? Usually Hannah is not the answer. It's one person or another. It's Hannah or it's somebody else. It's not usually one person. It's always one person. And so the cop wasn't going to let her slide on that. The cop was not letting her slide on that. She's like, what do you fucking mean, usually Hannah? It's Hannah or it's not Hannah. Explain yourself, tall, lanky woman who looks like Tilda Swinton and who do we say? What's her face that plays Phoebe on Friends? What the fuck is her name? I can't think of her. Anyway, moving right along.
Usually Hannah.
Okay. What do you mean usually, Hannah?
Yeah,
Like, I would help her, but it's part of Hannah's job as a murderer.
it's Hannah's. Okay, I would help her, but it's Hannah's
Do you ever
job.
do any of the safety checks with the guns?
Yes.
What about safety checks with the ammo? I know there's a specific way that you guys have to check that they're dummies, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can you kind of,
Okay, so she's fuck me. She's doing things that she's not qualified to do. Lisa Kudrow, thank you so much, Darth Idius. I had a senior moment. I'm an old man. I just turned 53 years of old. 53 years of old. Me, lawyer. No talk, how well do, yes. Nah.
go over that with me?
Yeah, so the easiest way to tell if it's a dummy is you rattle it and you hear a BB inside, so it means there's no gunpowder. And I just learned this on this set, but some of them that don't rattle, they sometimes have holes on the side of them. And
That is correct.
If it's a dummy.
Okay. Who loads the guns?
Who loads? Both me and Hannah.
Did Nicole ever load?
No.
And then who loads all the ammo into like the prop belts, like the bandoliers and stuff?
Hannah.
You or Hannah?
But they were already loaded, so we never really had to load any into them.
What? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, they said they never really had to load the bandoliers because Hannah, it was either Hannah or Seth. I think it was Hannah that said that the rounds that are in the bandoliers are never changed, but if they fall out during an action scene or something, then they'll replace the rounds in the bandoliers, but they usually don't take the ammo out of the bandoliers. The bandoliers are the things that make the Mexicans look really cool in the old spaghetti westerns that are like crossed across your chest and things that have the bullets in them. For those of you that are uneducated about firearmy sort of things.
But they fall out of there, right?
Not real. I mean, Hannah said that they sometimes do, but they seemed like they were pretty snug, so I never saw any fall out or never found any just lying on the ground.
Okay. Did you ever have to load any?
The guy on the
belts?
left is her
I think
lawyer,
I had to
Farron.
just use Hannah too at one point, but that was it.
Okay.
I think it was just for no, I don't remember whose belt it was. It was just like a couple miscellaneous ones where we'd have to realign them on the belt.
Okay.
So just to make it look more full.
So when ammo's not being used or it needs to be like placed back somewhere, where does it go?
It goes back inside the prop truck.
Inside the truck?
Yeah.
Just loose?
I mean, still in their boxes, in the green bin or those cardboard boxes, or they would be stored inside Hannah's ammo bag.
but not in the safe.
Okay, is that the, are you talking about like the actual like carrying bags or?
And that was the thing that Hannah testified to. The weapons would go into the safe and be locked up. The ammo was just thrown in her bag and tossed in the back of the truck. Mind you, the truck that nobody knows if it was unlocked or locked at night, which the interrogator managed to draw out the answer that it was unlocked all night long, which makes it very, very easy for someone to walk by and slip some live rounds into shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, she had this like black, it was like a mini duffel bag, and
she has big ass feet. Yes, she does. Either she's wearing super oversized shoes for fashion statement,
So let's say
or she has like
if you guys
seriously long feet.
loaded guns, where would you pull ammo from?
From those boxes.
Were they on the cart or in the truck?
It was kind of initially from the truck, but then she had them in that bag, and we'd usually pull from that bag. And she also
Peggy Hill feet. No, her feet are what the hell's Ann Coulter's hands. She has like, her feet are the equivalent of Ann Coulter's hands. If you look at Ann Coulter, she has like fucking like Series ET hands going on.
had some in her fanny pack. And so the bag and the fanny pack is what we.
Now, for those of you from England, fanny pack, fanny being the word for a woman's private bits. You call them bum bags. Bum bags are fanny packs. In America, the slang for fanny is the other side of the body. It's the butt. Call them bum bags. In England, we call them fanny packs in America.
Get them from usually after the initial, when we first pulled them from the truck on like our first shooting day, and then we had them in her bag.
Okay.
Google her, dude.
So would you carry
You
the
won't
bag
regret
around,
it.
or would it be on that cart?
Just Google Ann Coulter's.
I think Hannah left
Hands.
it on the cart.
Okay. So you're always pulling from there though, or did you load in the truck?
We would. I think just.
Oh, look at that. That was
on the cart.
that was brilliant. Look at this body
So
language
you're
here.
always pulling from there though, or did you load in the truck?
We would.
Are you pulling it from the cart? Are you pulling it from the truck? Where the fuck are you getting these rounds from? The prop master is, oh God, I got to think of an answer. Oh God, I don't know.
I think just from the cart.
Okay. So they leave the bag pretty much just on there full time.
Yeah, I mean, Hannah decided to pull from. I mean, and then she would just put that on top of the cart, and that's what we would use.
Okay. So is it yours and her responsibility to check each round then?
It's not like we don't both have to check it. It's just if one of us is going to load a gun, it's going to be our responsibility to check that gun.
And then when you
Bad
what
answer.
guns did you work
Bad
with
answer.
on set?
Worked with Jensen's, Swen's, and his name is Travis Hammer.
It's hammer
Those are the
time.
ones I really worked with.
Dun, 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 dun,
Okay.
What kind of guns were they?
dun,
They
dun.
were
Can't
Colts,
touch this.
And then Jensen also had a shotgun.
Too legit to
And,
quit.
And then the only time I dealt with Alec's gun was the day before, and it was cold, and he had to like toss it off to the side on a blanket, and that was the only time.
It's cold, and Alec Baldwin is tossing off onto a blanket. Oh, this terminology these people use. We talk about accidental discharges. Now Alec is like tossing off to the side on a blanket. Oh, God damn it. Why do I have to have such a filthy mind all the time? Shame on me.
The day before what?
The day before the
I disgust
And that's
myself.
the only time that you had worked with his gun?
yes.
Okay. Do you load dummies and blinks or?
I only
Cut
load
it
dummies when
out.
Hannah wants dummies. Otherwise, I don't load anything into it. And then blanks is when it's just gonna be, when we're gonna have a actual, gunfight.
Okay. But you would load it for.
We'll add that.
both.
We've got accidental discharges, shooting blanks, and tossing off onto a blanket.
At the end of the day, where do you guys store the ammo?
In those boxes in the prop truck, and then I don't remember, I think Hannah left her bag on the cart, and the cart would go back in the truck as well.
Okay.
And again,
Everything would get
the
put back
ammunition
in
goes
box.
back into the
So pretty much
truck,
you guys can
but it
essentially
doesn't get
reuse
locked up at
rounds.
night.
Reuse, I mean, you can't reuse blanks, but you can reuse dummies. But
Well, that's what I mean. As far as, like, sometimes they'd go in a box and then those might come out of a box and then get put back in a box.
Yeah.
Do you have a system to not getting rounds mixed up?
I mean, the boxes are labeled with like the caliber, and so we would usually put them back. Otherwise, there was also dummies that Hannah had in her fanny pack that she would keep in there as well.
Okay.
Well, they were also doing
so if you
alcohol
put them
and
back
weed
in-
nearly every night, so a lot
Did
of
you guys
fun.
just have boxes, like just the cardboard boxes on that cart?
Okay, someone is lost here. We need to go back. We didn't do this. We've always done this before. So where was the question here? Analytical T asks, what is the difference between a blank and a dummy? There's 3 kinds of rounds on the set. One shouldn't be there. One of them is live ammunition, a live round, one that goes bang, shoots lead, that goes through cinematographers and into directors. That should never be on here. And that's what all of this is surrounding. How the fuck live ammunition found its way onto a set, into a gun, and through a cinematographer. Live ammunition was on set. It shouldn't have been. The other 2 types of ammunition are blanks and dummies. A dummy is a round that looks exactly like a real bullet. It will have the brass casing, sometimes nickel, and it will have a lead end on it. But it has no gunpowder in it. It doesn't go bang. It just looks like a real bullet. And what you have those for is like when you have the ammo belts on the holster, or you have the bandoliers, you have the rounds in them. They're for show and decoration. Or when you put them in a revolver and then you point the revolver at the camera so you see the cylinder and you can see what looks like bullets inside. Those are dummies. And you can tell dummies in a few ways. The main ones being, one, they have little BBs inside of them, a couple of BBs inside, little steel balls inside of them, rather than gunpowder. And if you shake them, they rattle. Or some of them will have holes drilled in the side, and that will identify them as not having gunpowder in them. And others will have on the back, you'll have the circle of the casing, and in the middle you'll have another circle, which is the primer cap. The firing pin hits that, and that ignites the gunpowder inside, and that sends the bullet flying. But so in the dummy rounds, the primer cap will already be dented in, and that signifies there is no gunpowder in it. And a blank round, it has gunpowder in it. Either the full amount, half amount, 1/4 of the amount, 1/8 of the amount, but it doesn't have any lead at the end. It doesn't have a bullet attached to the case. It doesn't have a projectile attached to the case, to be specific. The end of it is kind of crimped. So it's a regular brass casing, but the end is kind of closed. It has gunpowder in it. So when the firing pin is struck by the hammer of the gun, it will ignite however much gunpowder is inside, and then it will open. Just the force of the explosion will cause the crimped end to open up, and it will make a loud booming noise like a gun or a pop or a little puh, I guess, if it's an 1/8 load. And it will give a little recoil, but no projectiles will come out of the barrel. So that's the difference between a blank and a dummy. A blank has gunpowder in it, but no projectile, and it just makes a noise. A dummy looks like a real bullet, but has nothing inside of it to make it go boom, and nothing will flow from there. So that's the difference. I hope that made some sense. Let's jump back in.
Or were they? Did you keep that?
God damn it, Charlie. Why do you say in like 5 words what I took 5 minutes to explain? Dummies are for looks, blanks go bang, and bullets go pew pew. I need to learn the art of abbreviated speaking.
Bag on top.
The black ammo bag?
Yeah.
That one was normally stored on the bottom.
On the bottom.
Yeah.
And is it secured?
No.
What about where's ammo stored during lunch?
In the truck.
In the truck.
Or sometimes in the truck, and I know that Hannah has left it out a couple times on the cart. A couple times we would take the cart back to the truck, and there were other days I think that we did leave it out on set away from.
Are you fucking kidding me? The prop master is right now saying there were times when they would just leave the bullets sitting out there on the cart. The prop master, who is literally in charge of props and making sure things are secure, has just said, most of the time we put them in the van, but I guess sometimes we just may have left them sitting there.
Everyone.
Okay. What's the protocol for that?
I don't think it really is a protocol.
Yeah, there is no protocol for securing ammunition.
Yeah.
That's fan-fucking-tastic,
There's
kids.
not really supposed to be any danger with it. But I mean, obviously it says here that it can kill, but
Why does my blood pressure always go up right at the end of these shows? I swear to God, I try to be fair and balanced, like Fair and Balanced. I try to be fair and balanced, but it all seems to go to shit, like right near the end of the streams. Let's look at this a couple of times. Is there a protocol for what to do with ammunition? No, there's no protocol. The prop master has no protocol for dealing with props that can kill people. And she knows they can kill people. Why? Because there's a little sheet that says this can kill people. She just said we have a little sheet that says this can kill people, but we have no protocol for dealing with it. Listen to this shit.
just because, I mean, it's movie ammo, so.
It's movie ammo.
There's not really supposed to be any danger with it.
So there's not supposed
But, I mean,
there's not supposed to be any danger with it. Why do we check every single round, every single time it goes from the safe to the armorer? The armorer checks it. The armorer should hand it to the actor. The actor should check it. I mean, any person that touches that weapon at any time should physically inspect each and every round. It's not supposed to be dangerous, but because there's a possibility of someone fucking up somewhere along the lines, you're supposed to check it. It's not supposed to be dangerous, but it is, and it can be. And so therefore we're supposed to do these checks.
I mean, obviously it says here that it can kill, but
Obviously, it says here they can kill. There's literally something in front of her that says this shit can kill people. But she didn't think, as the prop master, that there was any reason to have any particular protocols in place to deal with this potentially lethal prop. Ye gods, as grandma would say.
no one has access to the firearms or anything.
No one has access to the firearms or anything? How would you know? You don't know if the van's locked up.
Who all has the code for that safe?
Just me, Hannah, and Nicole.
Just me, Hannah, and Nicole. There's 3 people on Earth that have the combination to the safe where the guns are stored. Her, Hannah, and Nicole. Okay, got it.
Who has access to the prop truck?
Me, Hannah, Nicole, and the prop truck driver.
Okay. Or the
Assistant
sheriff?
director doesn't?
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Right.
I've never seen the assistant director get on our truck.
Does he have access?
I mean, it kind of depends on what you mean by access, like allowed or just can hop on whenever. Like, as in, you know, it's not locked. So
I need more
on,
wine.
I guess.
Okay.
But the prop truck driver is there watching over it, and so,
And he's there all day.
and so me, him, and Nicole should have been the only ones that had access to it.
It's not shared with any other departments.
It was originally shared with locations, but after like the first or second day, it was just ours because they took off their stuff.
Okay.
They
So what
took
did
off
have
their
to do?
stuff.
Like chairs. And but then
Cheers.
we had our director's chairs. They pulled off some other chairs that I'm not sure what they were for.
So you say it's common to have loose ammunition.
Preach,
out
brother Honky Kong.
I mean,
Where anybody can pretty much get it, right?
I'm not sure. When I worked with the other movie, I only had a small amount of ammo that was stored inside of a locked box. But with this amount of ammo, Hannah didn't say what we were supposed to do with it, and so she was kind of leaving it out. So I thought it was okay.
Okay. Don't you kind of work above Hannah though?
Only in props, not armor.
Okay. So she's kind of her own.
Armory and props are two separate departments. The only reason that I was like her supervisor was because she was my props assistant.
Okay.
Why was she your prop
As far as the
assistant?
guns go.
She calls the shots.
Okay.
The wranglers are in charge of the horses. She's in charge of the saddles.
And the blankets and the
Everything that goes on.
Yeah, pretty much. So who all used the props card then?
Okay, as long as we're talking about who is doing what around here, just a few quick things. One off, Brandon Lesko says, although I think Jeff could go drink for drink with me, very scary. Bitch, please. Drink you under the goddamn table. Challenge accepted. Brandon Lesko, Jeff, you settle down now. The mods and I are already planning your demise on August 5th. Be good or be gone. Oh, God. August 5th, the first Friday in August, is the second Fuck It Friday, where we'll just grift and do shots. We'll see if I can last longer than I did last time. What I think we got to like 13 shots. Cherry Ad Max, thank you so much for the donation. Who is the actual armorer? Hard to believe either. Is it Hannah or is it Sarah? Hard to believe either, yet IMDb insists armor as Hannah, both screwed. P.S. Meatball, my puppy said woof, woof back to your pup. Hannah is the actual armorer. Hannah is the actual armorer. But somehow in this fucked up relationship, she's part of the props department, which makes sense from an organizational point of view. She's part of the props department, but she's under Sarah for some part. Even Hannah and Sarah cannot articulate the exact nature and relationship between the two of them. But Hannah was hired as the armorer, but they also fucked it up by putting her as sort of an assistant prop master. So lines were crossed, lines were blurred. Blurred lines. Yeah, sorry. That will never happen again. I swear to God. All right. Back up here. I saw a super chat while I was reading those super chats. Okay, Solo 2469. My apologies, sir. I stand corrected. I'm not sure what you stand corrected for, but apology accepted? I don't know. Whatever it was, I've moved on ages and ages ago. So yeah, that's as long as we're talking about who's responsible for what. Hannah is the armorer. Nobody really knows who is responsible for what. But Hannah was the armorer.
It's the props card. Mm-hmm. Me, Nicole, and Hannah.
All right. Nobody else had access or would use it at any point.
No.
As far as your gun experience, have you ever shot a real gun?
No.
She's never shot a real gun. Well, apparently she did. It was just loaded with blanks, thank fuck. Otherwise, it would have gone through her foot. A Fair and Balance says, so this girl knew ammo was in a locked box based on another movie. Why is her lawyer not stopping her? Her lawyer is doing a good job of stepping in occasionally to clarify questions. I mean, you don't want to be so obstructive. I mean, she's free to answer the questions, and you want to be cooperative, but yeah, it's a delicate balance with what the lawyer can do. I mean, you can guide your your client how to answer questions, but it's rare to say do not answer that question. I mean, occasionally you get that's a shitty question. It violates my rights. Violates that question as it is, violates my client's constitutional rights against self-incrimination and other types of things. But usually if you invoke your Fifth Amendment rights, you're just saying I'm guilty, but I don't want to talk about it. But it's a delicate tightrope that lawyers have to walk in these interrogations, and he's doing a much better job than Hannah's poor bastard of a lawyer was doing. So she knew ammo should be in locked boxes based on other movies, but they just kind of threw it in the back of a truck in this one. It's a grim situation. Nobody is looking good at all in all of these interrogations so far.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
He's being a lawyer now. Let's see what he's asking. Go back a bit.
Your gun experience. Have you ever shot a gun?
No.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You handed Nicole, or was your card?
What?
But that doesn't mean somebody else, or was you handed Nicole, or was your card?
You, Hannah, and Nicole are something about a cart. I'm not catching him. I'm going to boost the volume up a little bit here. You, Hannah, and Nicole, something about the cart. I have really, really bad hearing due to eons. Well, 5 years as a heavy metal radio DJ with my headphones pumped up really super loud. So I have some bad hearing. If any of you can tell me what he's actually saying, that would help. Let's try to listen to it again.
But that doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have access to the card.
Wait here.
You handed Nicole, or was your card?
Okay, it was actually edited there somehow. So it sounds like he's saying you, Hannah, and Nicole had access to the cart. Yeah, okay. Handled seems to be the word. You, Hannah, and Nicole handled the cart. Got it. All right.
That doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have access to the prop card. I mean, it's just sitting there, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we're usually watching over it, so no one would have reason to use it.
Ye gods. Excuse me here. All right. Again, when you're dealing with things of that nature, you shouldn't be using words like usually. This person is usually in charge of making sure nobody dies. This person is usually making sure that implements that can kill other people are properly locked in a safe. Someone is always responsible for it. I don't like this usual stuff. And again, as she was talking about, there's a cart that has her bag and a bunch of rounds laying on it. As she said, on the day of the shooting, just prior to the shooting during lunch hour, the bullets were, and I swear to fucking God, this is an actual quote, the rounds were just chilling on the cart. So as the police officer said, so they're just sitting on there and nobody is watching them. We usually watch the fucking bullets on the cart. You should always be watching the bullets on the cart. Or should there even be bullets on the cart? If there are bullets on a cart, you should always be watching them. And that's when the lawyer steps in and goes, okay, you're in charge of it, but someone else could have accessed it. I don't like that question because, yes, someone else could have accessed it, But if someone else can access it, that means Phoebe Cates here, or not Phoebe Cates. What the hell was Phoebe's last name in Friends? It was an odd name. Phoebe Cates Phoebe Cates and I shared some private, intimate moments during Fast Times at Ridgemont High as a child, but unfortunately, Phoebe Cates wasn't there to enjoy them with me. But yeah. So by asking, did other people have access to the cart? So anybody could have accessed it. Yes. So that's good. That's good in a way to say that anybody could have done this deed and replaced dummy rounds with live rounds. But it also means that they weren't doing their job by watching the fucking cart.
Did you ever find random stuff on it at all that didn't belong to anything that you guys were doing?
But it's sitting there. I'm sorry, but it's sitting there. You guys are standing there. Somebody else could be standing next to it too. I mean, you're not precluded from standing next to the proper.
Yeah,
It's not a 5-meter radius around it.
no,
So it's
it was just always in line of sight.
in line of sight. Somebody else could be just standing there.
I mean,
All right.
they would only be standing there if they were talking with us. Otherwise,
Exactly.
people, didn't, just stand next to it for no reason.
Stand next to it. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody's talking to you or
Yeah,
hanging out
they're-
waiting for a scene.
They're right there next.
Yeah.
Turtle
It's that
Dove, those
scene.
were intentional
That
discharges. Those were not accidental Phoebe Cates discharges.
All right, so, no, you're good. Incident day. Let's start at the beginning. So what time did the day start that day?
6:30.
6:30? Okay. What guns were brought out in the morning?
In the morning, it was just guns for Jensen, Swen, and Travis, and they each had Colts, and then they each had long barrel guns, and that were pulled in their scabbards on their horses.
Okay, so how many would you say were pulled out?
6.
I was just
Six.
clarifying.
Well, I'm sorry, 7 because one of them has 2.
Oh, if you banned me from my own channel for harassment, who
Were
would
they
you
on
entertain
notice?
you? And are we not entertained?
And by cold, do you mean empty or cold with dummies?
Empty.
Okay. And those are the only ones pulled out in the morning?
In the morning, yeah. Well, I guess we did move to the church later in the morning towards lunchtime,
Okay.
and that's when Alec's gun got added into.
Okay, so
What?
his got pulled out later.
Yes.
So then there
Alex's
was-
gun got what?
In the morning towards lunchtime,
Okay.
and that's when Alec's gun got added into.
I
Okay, so
have
his
no
got
idea what
pulled
she
out
just
later.
said.
Yes.
So then there was an 8th gun.
Yes.
And loaded or empty?
Hannah had loaded it with dummies.
Did you watch her?
No.
How do you know that they were loaded with dummies?
because she
Oh,
asked
oh,
Nicole.
sweet. There we go. God, see, I love this. She's going in for the kill early. In the other interviews, interrogations she's done, she usually waits until about 10, 15 minutes from the end and then seals the deal. Here, she's going in hard from like 25 minutes ago. So, Alec, who loaded Alec's gun with, Hannah loaded the guns with dummies. Were you there? No. Well, how the fuck do you know they were loaded with dummies then, biatch? She's holding she's holding her feet to the fire here. Yeah, okay. So yeah, she's not letting her off. She's pushing it hard.
Then there was an 8th gun.
Yes.
And loaded or empty?
Hannah had loaded it with dummies.
Did you watch her?
No,
How do you know that they were loaded with dummies?
because she asked Nicole for a box of dummies.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And Nicole went and got the box?
Yeah.
Where did she pull the box from?
From the truck.
From the truck. Nicole pulled the box from the truck. Which truck? The truck that had all of the bullets on it that wasn't unlocked, that wasn't locked overnight and was left unlocked, where anyone who was walking by throughout the night while everybody was sleeping could have swapped out some rounds.
Did you watch her?
No, I didn't go with her.
Where were you?
I
Wardrobe
was
Untermensch.
still,
Weird. That's
outside.
my name too.
Okay. And then were all those guns, all the other guns still present at that time too?
Not, his got put back because he didn't come back for the scene.
Okay. And
Dude,
was that
everybody's
just
got a
the-
crush on Farron. If you don't have a crush on
He
Farron,
had two
I pity you.
pistols
Okay.
and a shotgun.
So 3 of them were put away before our first scene.
Yeah, for a rifle.
Okay. And so Alec's gun was loaded with dummies prior to lunch.
Yes, because
This whole fucking set was loaded with dummies. Everybody involved in this was dummies. Jesus. I'm a dummy because I
Yeah.
can't start this. There we go.
Okay. Do you know who handed Alex the gun at that time?
oh wait. Okay, so the box of I'm sorry, I got it wrong. So the box of dummies were initially we didn't have, and so sorry, I'm trying to get my words straight. Alex's gun was cold because it was holstered. In that scene, his character and the and our 15-year-old actor, they were helping each other get into the church because Alec was wounded. So his gun was holstered and he didn't have anything in it. So I don't think Hannah did load it before the mission.
Okay. But you don't know.
I guess I should say I
Okay.
No, that's a great answer. This is all that happened, but I can't be certain.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. So then what happened with all these guns when you guys broke for lunch?
don't. We took them back to the safe.
Who's we?
Me, Hannah, and Nicole.
Okay. And how did you transport them to the safe?
In their socks, in our hands.
Okay. So the cart didn't go back.
Okay, well, while she's talking about the cart, we have to answer a very, very important question here. Arto Rissanen says, who is Farron? I want to have a crush too. I like my Beavers unit, but I would crush her. You want to go to Farron Balanced channel here on YouTube. Farron Balanced, FARAN BALANCED. Farron Balanced. She's an amazing, awesome reporter. She has a great YouTube channel, and I will be on there in about 9.5 hours from now, where we're going to be talking about some really super cool shit, non-legal stuff, just the things that you're not meant to know: ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot, the Loch Ness monster, supernatural, paranormal, interdimensional beings, conspiracy theories, government, alphabet agencies, Area 51. We're going to be talking about all that shit like 9.5 hours from now. So go to Farron Balanced and you'll see her. You'll have no option but to subscribe, to like her videos, and to be captivated by her amazing beauty. You will eventually have no option but to have a crush on her, and you will simp hard for her across the known galaxy. Go get her, Tiger. Go subscribe. Go subscribe to her channel. You will not regret it. And pop in to see me there tomorrow, 9.5 hours from now.
Where was the cart at the time?
At the church, outside of the church.
Okay.
Tune in tomorrow on Fair and Balanced, and you will hear my views and perhaps a personal experience.
Mark, where the cart was?
This is on our cart right here.
Well, these were, no, this was all done.
Well,
Obviously, after the incident happened,
yeah.
so.
I mean, basically,
I
where
know. So this, I know that this is like that truck on the side. These were those like black tents.
our cart was right next to this, like so, right in there.
Okay.
And then in that same location.
Winter
Which
Seal, a
feels
dating
kinda like
channel? You mean
here,
like
but-
Datamax?
Yeah, just
Oh no, just
Oh,
wait.
That's not it.
Farron's got something up her sleeve.
I can't tell.
She's got
I
something
don't
up
know
her
what that
sleeve,
is.
and I hope she goes through with it.
How it looks like a cart, I don't.
No.
Do it, Farron. Do it. Do the
Like-
Datamax thing. I'm in. Legal Mindset's in. We're ready to rock this
Oh,
town.
okay.
Rock it inside out.
So, yeah.
Just like the
around
stray
here.
That's the
motherfucking
car right
cats.
there.
Yeah.
Do you recognize that?
Well, that's all, it's in front of the
No,
truck. It'd
yeah,
be very hard to
I-
see because we have crime scene tape all
I
around.
went back and I saw it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys put them in socks. And then you'll just walk them to the prop
Yes.
truck. Okay.
Wait. They already were in socks in the safe.
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, pay no attention to those subtitles behind the curtain.
They already were in socks.
Wait.
in the
They were
safe.
already wearing socks in the stick. That's not what he said.
No.
He was saying they're not wearing socks. They were wearing socks. Socks is essentially a bag that each of the guns are in. So he's saying, yes, there were the guns were in a sock. The guns were each in individual bags in the safe. Not the socks in the stick. Esprit Flex says, Jeff Rockabilly, hey, when I go to the Nordaebangs here, when the karaoke rooms here in Korea, Stray Cat Strut is my number one song. That's a great karaoke song. It's 2 minutes and 38 seconds long. You get in, you get out. It's got a catchy rhythm, and you get out. I dig some rockabilly in my life. So yeah. Side note, I enjoy rockabilly. All right, so that's the deal about the socks. Socks, the guns are in socks in a safe.
and then you'll just walk them to the prop truck. Okay.
Wait. They already were in socks in the safe.
Yeah, socks in the safe.
Well, no, they had their socks on the cart after we took them out to give them to the actors. When we got them back, we put them in their socks and then transport them to the
I'm
safe.
sorry.
Okay, so they're in the safe in socks. They take them out of the socks. Well, I don't know why they call them socks. They call them socks. But so they take the safes. They take the guns in their bags out of the safe. They take them onto the set. They take the socks, the bag off. They put the sock. Let's call them sock. They put the sock on the safe. They go bang, bang, bang. Play with their guns. Action. Sir Ian, action. You shall not pass. Cut, Sir Ian. They do their acting job, and then they bring the guns back. They put the guns back in the sock, and then they put them back in the safe. That's what she's saying.
Do you remember how many you guys had at the time? Or how many you carried back?
Shots have been fired, ladies and gentlemen, so to speak.
5 or 6, because I know we still had a couple of the long barrel shotguns.
Okay, but it took all 3 of you to carry them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very good to just carry a pile of guns in your hands.
Right.
A pile of guns in your hand.
Who took Alec's gun?
I don't know.
Okay. What I mean, remember, but
Well, Hannah took it, but I don't know if she put it in a sock and gave it to one of us, or if she took it back herself. But she did take the gun from Alec.
okay, off of him at least.
Yes.
Okay. And then, what happened with all the other equipment that they were wearing, like the bandoliers
That got-
and the holsters and everything?
That got taken back too.
Taken back to what?
To the prop truck.
Okay. And where do those go in the prop truck?
We have a like a line, or I don't know what to call it. It's like a ratchet.
What am I missing? Why would
Is it
someone
just that?
say good? Fuck cows. in
Yeah,
my
I guess,
street.
and it was hanging across our the side of the truck on the inside, and we hang them. on.
Lauren, hey, Legal
Okay.
Vices here from Farron. Well,
All right, what time did you guys break
congratulations. Farron is here with you.
lunch? And what time did you come back?
Close to 1:20.
And during that lunch period, did the 3 of you eat together?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys were all together that entire time?
Yes.
All right. Who took the guns out of the safe after lunch?
I did.
You took all of them?
Okay, that goes in line with what Hannah said. Hannah said after lunch, she told Sarah to go get the guns out of the safe. So that corresponds with what Hannah was saying. And I was just chuckling because Crime Circus is awesome. He's got his watermark here, so it's like on the tumbler. That's some serious watermark game there. That just actually made me chuckle. And Crime Circus probably has no idea that I'm using his videos for these streams. But please go over there and subscribe to him and watch some awesome interrogation videos, not from this, but from billions of other cases. Well, maybe not billions, but a lot of other cases as well. It's a beautiful channel. It's very well put together, and he has a great resource for things. But that is some serious watermark game right there. Cheers to Crime Circus.
Yes. Okay. How many were pulled out?
Six again?
I sleep about 4 hours a night.
Did you have
'Cause
them
I'm
to
a
somebody, or
fucking
did you
idiot.
carry all those yourself?
No, I handed some down to Hannah and Nicole when they were at the end of the tailgate.
Hannah Nicole Smith? What?
And then I also carried a couple. Oh,
Huh.
5.
Right.
9? Give me a second. Hold on. Oh, I'm forgetting Travis. Okay, hold on.
Is this all just after lunch?
Yes. So we thought Travis was going to be added back in, so I had.
Do you have a piece of paper?
I feel like I need to.
Peachy Keen, are you saying that Kurt has serious mental health issues?
8 or 8, but I forgot one.
That you had. We've been through this a few times.
Oh God, I'm gonna regret this. Hey Jeff, what's the hardest part about eating vegetables?
And you had
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
2 fake.
I didn't add the prop or the fake guns.
2 fake.
Okay, that's where I missed it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so
So here she's trying to remember how many
So
guns were on
we
set when
had-
she's the prop master.
tell me which actors.
Jensen, Swen, Travis, and Alec. Travis never came back, so his were kind of unnecessary to take, but we kept them in their socks. And
On the cart or where?
on the
Okay.
And then Jensen, Jensen had 2. We technically didn't need to bring the long barrel guns back. His shotgun, just because
Well,
I probably would have
okay.
left it on his horse. I don't think he
but
would have
again, if
gone
he
that
knows he
far.
has these issues, you got to be
He
careful.
had his Colt.
You got to protect
he had
yourself
Swen's
and not do
Colt
dumb shit.
and his
We'll talk about it
shotgun,
later.
And then Travis has 2 Colts and a rifle, and then Alec has his Colt.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you had to go back.
Maybe
Yes,
I'm way
because
off, but
I
isn't that like her
forgot
job
one
to know how many
of,
guns are there?
a
Yeah,
gun
that's her job.
for Swen.
Okay. So 10 in all. The 2 are fake.
2 are fake, yes.
Where were the fake ones?
Just on the cart.
Okay.
So there's 10 guns on
2 on
set.
Swen.
8 are real, 2 are
And
fake.
Travis? But they never went with him, right?
No. 'cause
Which
he
was the
wasn't-
one that you forgot?
I forgot Swen's. I forgot his Colt.
Okay. What did you take out for him?
He wasn't on set yet. So he didn't have a gun yet.
Okay. So all these were on the cart.
Yeah, except Jensen. Jensen had one, and that's all at the time.
Oh,
or,
the
you know,
wheelchairs.
more specific. So
Nice.
Swen, I gave
The worst
one to
part of
Swen,
eating
'cause
vegetables
Swen
is the
didn't have the
wheelchairs.
same Colt. It's a matching chair.
They just like US Marshal ones. Okay.
Solid.
And, I gave one to Swen first. It had dummies, but the way that I always do dummies is I take previous ones that we've used that are indented, because that's how I know if it's a dummy.
Okay, so again, we said there was the 3 types of dummies. The ones that rattle because there's nothing in them but a couple of little tiny steel ball BBs, ones that have holes drilled in the side, and ones where the primer cap on the end of the brass. Yeah, see the ones where the primer on the the end of the casing has already been dented. So if you want to be sure that there's a dummy round, just make sure you dent the primer cap first. She's saying that she knows that the ones that are indented, because that's how she knows if they're a dummy. So she uses the ones with the dented primer, because that's a dummy. I'm gonna stop doing that now. I was just having fun. Let's go.
that we've used that are indented, because that's how I know if it's a dummy after it's already been checked.
What do you mean indented?
The primer.
Okay.
So that way I know it's been used and it's inert. And then I took it to Dave. I showed him the rounds on the inside, and then I took it to Swen, showed it to him. But then I saw Jensen, and I thought maybe he was going to be up first because he was kind of standing outside the church. It looked like he was waiting to go in. So I told Nicole, this was also when I realized that I forgot one of the other guns because I needed a gun for Jensen at first. So then I told Nicole that since Swen was just sitting down under the tent that the gun only had.
This is just Trump word
I
salad
Swen
here.
and Dave to just go ahead and give that gun to Jensen.
What?
And so
Is that your job to
told
tell who
them
to
I
give
was
guns
gonna go
to?
back, them as in Nicole and Hannah. I was going to go back to get the other Marshall gun so that way Swen would have one. And Hannah at the time, that's when she said, cool, I'm going to go check this gun or Alec's gun with Dave.
Okay.
Now, I admit I've had a very strong mojito and 2 glasses of two mega pints, to be specific, of wine. But I have no idea what she just said for the last 2 minutes. That was just fucking word salad for I was letting people do whatever the fuck they wanted to do when it wasn't my job to let them do that. That's all I got out of that. Okay, I'm just curious here. But for real, fuck legal mind cucking is censorship bullshit. Legal mindset censoring stuff? That's not the legal mindset I know. I'm claiming misunderstanding and shenanigans. But anyway, I did not understand a goddamn thing she just said for the last 30 seconds or a minute. And we're only about halfway through this interview. Wow.
So
technically only Jensen and Alec would have had a gun.
and you loaded one.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the one so you loaded it, showed it to a couple of people, gave it to Nicole, and then Nicole gave it to him.
We gave it to Swen, and then Nicole went and took it to Jensen.
He took it from Swen, then went and delivered it to Jensen.
Yes.
Correct.
Who gave it to Jensen?
Nicole did.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Nicole gave it to him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. Were any other guns loaded at that time?
Well, I mean, I guess Alex was loaded if she was checking it with Dave.
Okay. Did you see her loaded?
No.
Okay.
Careful there, Sarah. If you don't
But,
know
I mean, you
something,
guys
don't
bought
say
yourself in the
something.
same area, right?
Yeah.
And all the guns were brought out.
Well, yeah, but they were in the socks, except for those 2 that were pulled out already.
What do you mean, which 2?
Alex and Jensen's.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. Like, did she not load it at the same time you were loading? Do you guys not all stay together?
I mean,
I mean,
we're
you guys all
kind
took
of,
the guns to the cart.
yeah, and
Okay, so I think she's trying to clarify. There's several guns that need to be loaded. All of the rounds are sitting on the cart. So she's trying to clarify, are you all like coming together, loading the weapons at the cart at the same time? Or are you loading weapons over here and Hannah's loading weapons over there?
like we're always going in different directions, but Nicole is usually just like by the cart, but Hannah would do her thing and I would just do mine. But I don't remember loading it with her.
Okay. I guess in my mind it's kind of weird how nobody saw this gun get loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is it possible?
Okay, here we see the lawyer is coming back to life here. So she's saying, like, a gun was loaded, but nobody fucking knows how it got loaded. Someone please explain this shit to me. And now the lawyer's coming to life to ask the question in a way that he thinks is better and more favorable to his client.
Well, is it possible?
If you guys keep all your materials on one cart.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But if you had loaded Jensen's gun or Swynn's gun, whatever, that first gun first, then you go take it to Dave to review.
Yeah.
During that time, Hannah could have been loading the other gun while you weren't there at the cart.
It's possible.
Okay, that's a very good move by the lawyer who wants to protect his client as far as possible. Saying, okay, you're loading together. Nobody saw him loading this gun. But when you load your guns, you take it to Seth, who I believe you're banging. So you take it to Seth for his approval. And while you're gone, handing this over to Seth, maybe she was over there loading this weapon. So yeah, he's leading his client down a good direction to say, hey, you know, she could have loaded this thing full of live ammo and you wouldn't know because you weren't there. You were having your gun approved by Seth. That works. That's good lawyering there. Lawyer's getting paid. He's doing his job. He works hard for his money, so you better treat him right. And as long as this is paused, I couldn't help but noticing we have 436 people in the chat right now, watching me right now live. 436 people. We've only got 349 likes. If you're here, you obviously like this or you would have left. So may I please request from the bottom of my Grinch 3 sizes too small heart that all of you that have not yet liked this video but are still here actually liking the video, head on down there, hit the like button. Let's boost these like numbers so that YouTube loves me forever. And if you haven't already done so, while you're at it, they're right next to each other. When you hit that like button, just reach a little bit over and hit that subscribe button. I would love it. That's my grift for the likes and subscribes. My grift for super chats. Hey, we haven't had a super chat in a while. If you feel like super chatting, please super chat. Not required, but hey, I accept it anyway. Moving right along. Again, like, subscribe, hit the notification, and send me lots of super chats. All right, go.
Okay. Where was Dave when you had him check the gun?
Inside the church.
Okay. And then where was Jensen and Swinn and all them?
Jensen was outside and Swinn was sitting down under the tent.
Outside the church.
Outside the church.
Directly outside the church.
I mean, where this black tent is.
And that's why you thought he was going to be next to be in the scene.
Because Jensen was standing like right here.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay. And so, but your cart was still here
Yes.
when you came back. Okay. Do you know where Hannah was?
At what point in time?
Where was she when you were loading?
I don't
Okay. Do you know where she was when you took the gun to Dave? Okay.
If you don't know,
if
just say you
left
don't
the
know.
Cart,
There's nothing wrong with saying
who
you
was
don't
washing the
know.
cart?
Nicole.
And she stayed there the entire time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, literally, if the police ever ask you a question that you are not 100% completely sure objectively of the answer, you are absolutely free to say, I don't know. I don't know is a valid answer. As the lawyer was pointing out earlier, we have something programmed inside of us that we want to answer questions. You know, we want to put ourselves out there as knowing. We don't want to feel like we're stupid and ignorant of what's going on around us. But not knowing something is not a bad thing. It's a state of affairs. If a police ask you, did this happen, or who did this, or who did what, or any question that calls for a judgment on your knowledge, if you do not know 100% beyond any doubt whatsoever, it is objectively proven as if it had been written in stone with the 10 commandments by the finger of God himself, I don't know, is a perfectly acceptable answer. Get over that instinct that we all have to make us, we don't want to look stupid. Nobody wants to look stupid. Humans don't want to look stupid. It's just a genetic thing. We want to look like we're smart. We want people to think we're smart. We want people to think we know what's going on. But there is nothing wrong with saying, I don't know. So please, if you're ever in this situation, resist the urge to speculate or give opinions or say things you think, but do not know. I mean, if I look this way and someone says, is it night or day? I can objectively 100% without equivocation say it is night. It is dark outside. But if I look this way, I'm looking at a green wall with a white closet set into it. If someone says, is it dark or light outside? I do not know. I think it's dark outside because it was dark outside 30 seconds ago. Logically, it should still be dark outside, but I do not know it's dark outside. So if a cop looks at me right now and says, is it dark outside? I am perfectly justified, and it is a perfectly legitimate answer to say, I don't know. Yeah. And say, well, Barney Yamam raises another interesting question. Is it dark outside? Is it dark outside where? So yeah, if just saying, if you don't know the specific answer to the specific question, it is a totally legit answer to say, I don't know. All right. Let me back up here. While we're at it, just me, Nicole, thank you so much for your generous donation. Will they interview all the actors too? Jensen Ackles was in this? I didn't know he was involved in this shit show. Jensen Ackles has 15 years of experience acting with guns every day. Supernatural. I did not know he was involved in this. Wow, you learn new things every day. I mean, they're probably, as far as I know, talking to people that were directly involved in this incident. He may not have been there. He may not have been on set. I don't know. I didn't even know he was involved in this production. Huh. So yeah. Wardrobe Ubermensch. He was one of the two brothers in Supernatural, if you've ever seen that. Generous donation. Isn't $5 Canadian like 5 cents in Korea? $5 Canadian like 5 cents anywhere. But hey, Darth Hideous, in all seriousness, I expect zero from anybody. I don't expect anyone to part with their hard-earned money just to hear my dumbass ramble on. Some people can throw around $1,000 like it's nothing. Like, it's spare change found in a couch. But to other people, giving $1 may be giving money that they literally cannot afford to give. So again, in all seriousness, I know you were being silly and joking around, but hey, anybody that even gives $1 or 99 cents, that to me is deeply, deeply meaningful, and I'm eternally grateful, because what one person can afford, another person may not. And I'll tell you, the greatest gift I ever got in my life, maybe I'm getting all gay and Ricada on this, but I'm getting all Nick Ricada levels of gayness in this, but the single best gift I was ever given by anyone was a girl that had zero money in her life. She had scraped for like 40 years to go to school in Canada for a year. She went to Canada, and because I'd helped her fill out an application package, and I knew she literally had zero money to live on. When she came back from Canada, she brought me like a little maple leaf shaped maple syrup bottle that probably was $2. And I knew to her that $2 bottle of syrup from a gift shop in the airport was kind of equivalent to me like throwing down $2,000 for something. She didn't have the $2 to spare. So yeah, any single, even 99-cent super chats or stickers or whatnot, God bless the people that do that. And those of you that can't for whatever reason, I don't expect anybody to give me. The fact that anybody gives me money still freaks me the fuck out. But I gratefully accept it. There is no obligations there. Even the tiniest little gifts, even the tiniest little donations are deeply respected. The fact that anybody here is in chat and not giving super chats is still equally deeply meaningful to me. So that went way serious from your witty comment, but I just wanted to say that because, you know, I'm just grateful you're here listening to me ramble on for 3 fucking hours. God damn it, I wanted to stop this thing at 2 hours. But I went an hour longer than usual. God damn it, now I can't go out and drink with friends. Fuck. Soy Mafia, redecorate to pastel walls whilst away to Utah. God damn it, leave me and my green walls alone. I love these green walls. These green walls are bitchin' awesome. But thanks for the donation. Wait, what were we talking about?
Okay. So if you left the cart, who was watching the cart?
Nicole.
And she stayed there the entire time?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Again, you weren't watching the cart because you were gone. Who was watching the cart while you were gone? Nicole. Well, how the fuck do you know Nicole was watching the cart? You weren't there. Say, I don't know. She was supposed to be watching the cart, but I don't know if she was watching the cart because I wasn't there. Dwayne Mansell, you're not mentioning much. We're going to close this up in just a few seconds.
What time would you say that you loaded that gun?
How did the fucking subtitles get all the way up here?
Like
The fuck is that?
1:30, 1:35. Oh.
So pretty close off.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
After they came back from lunch.
So they left lunch. You're gonna hate me. So
Here's the lawyer telling his client, "You're gonna hate me."
left lunch. You said about 1:20.
Mhm.
You guys were left lunch, right? So you go into the prop truck, open up the safe, you hand out the guns to everybody. And they're carrying the guns, and the prop cart's already up there, right? And the prop cart's already up there with ammo on it.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's been up there, ammo on it.
Yeah.
During lunch.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe was it up there before lunch?
Yes.
Okay. Was it up there during the entire course of the day?
Yes.
Not the entire course because we started out in the western town.
That's what I thought. At what point did it go from the western town up to the church, the prop cart with the ammo on it?
When we were moving up there for the next scene.
When was that?
I don't know.
Prior to lunch or after lunch?
Prior to lunch.
Prior to lunch. Lunch was at 12:30. Was it before 11:30?
Yes.
Okay. So was it before 10:30?
I don't
Okay. So it was somewhere around 11:30 to 10:30. We know that one with the ammo gets moved up to the church, right? And it's a prop cart with the ammo up there. It's unattended because there's no guns there.
At lunch?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and even prior, because you guys are doing the western scene, it's up there.
Yeah.
Okay. So 1:20, you go to the prop. You open up the safe, you hand these guns out to everybody, you guys go up the hill.
Mhm.
So you say 1:30, 1:35, you loaded the guns. Maybe it was that quick. I mean, it's only 10 or 15 minutes before you handed the guns out. You guys got up there and you took them out of the socks and loaded them.
I mean, it was pretty quick.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure. But I really do want to put that prop cart with the ammo on it unattended during a portion of time.
Right.
Can I ask you a couple other questions?
Yeah.
So that morning, there was a crew that walked off, correct? And they were walked
That was
off.
the day prior.
It was the day prior.
Okay, again, they're talking about how the crew walked off the set the day before the Alec Baldwin shooting. And now some of you, when I say Alec Baldwin shooting, you think I mean Alec Baldwin got shot. No, when I say Alec Baldwin shooting, I mean Alec Baldwin did the shooting, not Alec Baldwin was being shot. So the Alec Baldwin shooting is Alec Baldwin shooting somebody. All right. So a huge portion of the camera crew, if not all of them, walked off the set the day before the shooting because of safety concerns, and the lawyer is asking about that.
The morning.
Did you watch them walk off?
I thought they just came and got their stuff in the morning. Is what I heard from Lane in the interview.
Right. Again, you didn't witness though, right?
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
it was the day before. There was like one person that came the next day to pick up some equipment.
Wow. So it was the entire camera crew except for one person. And he just came the next day to get his
They were
shit.
never unattended. Notes.
Huh?
Said notes.
Yes, yes.
All right. This is a good place to end this. We're slightly more than halfway through. We'll pick this up again on Tuesday because I got a weekend coming. And then Monday we'll do our ship videos. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet, what case we're going to cover. I'm leaning heavily towards the Edmund Fitzgerald wreck. We'll see how it goes. I got a weekend to think about it. But we'll do our ship collision stuff we usually do on Mondays. And then Tuesday, we'll come back with the last half of her interview. And then on Wednesday, we will do David Halls, the assistant director's interrogation. And Thursday and Friday, we'll talk about some other shit. And then I am off to the States for 2 weeks. And while I'm gone, I'll release some pre-recorded stuff, mostly whiskey tastings and some other and a couple of other things. Again, I'm just randomly thinking I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday releases. And I'll try to maybe possibly do some live streams at some point, but I haven't seen my family in 3.5 years because of COVID. I haven't seen my son in 3.5 years. So I'm not really going to be focusing on YouTube during the next 2 weeks. Well, for the next week I will, then the 2 following weeks I'm going to be focusing on family and my son and whatnot. So we'll upload when we can. We'll do live streams if that's at all possible. And I'll be filming some videos to upload and shit when I get back. So that's kind of where we sit. Thank you all for being here this evening. And again, what the fuck time is it? It's 12:10 a.m. here. 12, 10, 9. So I will be 8 hours. Well, 7 hours and 50 minutes. We'll say 8 hours. 8 hours from now, I will be on Fair and Balanced channels where we're going to be talking about supernatural shit, aliens, Bigfoot, cryptozoology, all kinds of cool stuff, conspiracy theories. This should be fun. So 7.5. Go to Fair and Balanced channel. Like her stuff. Subscribe to her stuff. Fair and Balanced just sent the intro video for us. Show your audience to get them over. Okay. Wait a minute. What do you mean watch again? I didn't watch it the first time, but all right. Oh, damn girl, you're like all kinds of cool about this. All right, let me see what we can do here. You sent the intro video for us. Show your odd. Now, did you make this or did one of your minions make this? If you made this, you're awesome. All right, let me see here. Let's we don't need this screen anymore, so go away. And oh, you did this. She said, if you want to play this to tease our show tonight, tomorrow, just finished editing it. It's only about 35 seconds. Farron made it. Wow. All righty. Farron says, I made it. I know how to edit from being in the news. Well, damn. All right. Let's bring this up. It's right here. Share screen. Chrome tab, Twitter. All right. Oh, well, Fair and Balanced says it's not copyrighted, whatever the fuck the word is. So you're saying you're not going to copyright strike me if I play this like some other people we know. Blink, blink, blink. Yeah, I will. I will mod Fair and Balanced when I finish here. Just for the fucking hell of it. Yeah, okay. So now Matthew G. Now you got to be correct. Who are you talking about when you refer to the fat man? Me or Kurt? Because I'm fat. Now if I call people fat, you're fucking fat. Because I'm fat. But I'm working on it. British Yoga Dubai says, just fucking play it, Jeff. All right. I'll shut up. Here we go. Let's go back to what I was doing. Share screen, Chrome tab, Twitter, share. Make sure there's nothing dirty to show y'all. All right. Full screen. Boom. Let me get I'll even remove my ugly fucking face from this. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the trailer for Fair and Balanced and me tomorrow, 8 hours from now. And go.
Warning. What you are about to watch may make you question everything you thought you knew. Viewer discretion is advised.
That's fucking sick. That's cool. Fair, and that is awesome. All right, that is cool. We're gonna be doing this shit like 8 hours from now. I'm so excited for that. This is gonna be way cool. I didn't say I was ugly. I just said I was fat. That's different. I'm a handsome motherfucker, but I'm a fat, handsome motherfucker. I ain't ugly. I know that. I've got no shame in that department. That is awesome. Farron, I'm going to put that on my Twitter if you don't mind to sort of hype it up as well. That's pretty bitchin'. That is seriously awesome. Lisa M says, you know how, says Jeff is quite handsome. You know how I know that? I was watching Fair and Balanced channel earlier and her viewers were simping like a mother for me. So, hey, whatevs. Oh, okay. Well, this is the fun thing about being fat. In Korea, I'm just like a fucking brontosaurus. But when I go to the States, I love going to the States because I'm kind of small when I go to the States. But yeah, I love going to the States because I can buy shit off the rack in the like normal people section. At the very fat end of the normal people section. But yeah, in Korea, I'm just like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man here. Oh God, that hurt my stomach. That was funny. Oh, Ember Fox, did I miss? God damn it. I must have missed your super chat. God damn me. I'm going to go looking for it. But before just Nicole accuses me of forgetting hers, plays the sheriff in it. We're talking about Eccles from Supernatural. I did not know he played the sheriff in the Rust movie. That is good info. Let me go back to dig for this super chat. God damn it. I hate when I miss super chats, especially after I give these like impassioned Nick Ricada level gay sob stories. Here we are. Thank you so much, Ember Fox. I'm sorry. I'm a dick and I missed it. You and Farron later should research the Sphinx. And there's some cool shit going with the Sphinx, the underground chambers and stuff like that. Yeah. There's an entryway in the back. That's what I'm talking about, that they guard off. I think secret tunnels are down. Oh, there's clearly secret tunnels in the Sphinx. They have the sonar plans from that show like places that have never been explored down there. Just saying. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that earlier. But all right. It's 12:17. I wanted to wrap this up an hour and 17 minutes ago so I could go out and do some drinking and smoking cigars with friends and peeps, but that didn't happen. So I'm just going to have to call it a night here. Brandon, missing super chats. I only miss like 1 or 2 a night, and I usually catch it. And that's why I appreciate people pointing it out if it goes more than 20 minutes without being read. Oh, JC, that was you. Did you ever check your PayPal from a couple days ago? Yeah, take that back. Nobody ever send anything related to PayPal to the Legal Vices PayPal account. That's why I don't have to. I signed up for PayPal recently, just as a sort of to try to set up a tip jar thing. And within like 30 seconds of setting up this PayPal account, they fucking locked it. They blocked it. They said for reasons that they won't explain to me, I am never allowed to do anything related to PayPal with thelegalvices@gmail.com account. I don't know why. They won't explain it. There's nobody for me to get in touch with. And I can't delete any information. I can't return any donations that are given. I can't remove email addresses. I can't close out the account. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that, but they just shut it down like that instantly after I set it up. No idea why. No idea. So JC, please cancel that. Please cancel that PayPal donation. I tried several times and I just can't. I don't get it. I don't know. Seriously, fuck PayPal on that. It's a mystery to me. So yeah, please cancel that payment because I can't. I tried. No, I don't know why. I apparently did something wrong, but they won't tell me what it was. So I don't know. Fuck PayPal. Whatevs. All right, there we have it. We've got the first half of the interview. Again, quick rundown. Tomorrow, I don't usually do weekend streams, but I'm going out of my damn way to do this really uber super mega cool stream with Fair and Balanced. Sunday, I'll probably upload just some shit or at least a community post to let you all know I'm alive. Monday, we'll do our usual seafarer shit, which will probably be the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And then Tuesday, we'll complete the last half of this. And someone earlier said they love the Gordon Lightfoot wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald song. There's basically 2 songs that just make me cry like an idiot when I hear them. One is the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald because it's just a fucking sad song. And the other is the Cranberries' Zombie. That speaks deeply to the Irish part of my body. That song just makes me cry like an idiot when I hear it too. So yeah, we'll probably talk about the Edmund Fitzgerald on Monday. Reporter Joe says Farron is a Russian Putin troll spokesperson who worked for the RT News and spouted off all Putin's propaganda until she forced out due to RT being shut down finally. Well, just in case you were wondering, and I know she's addressed that before, but just in case you were wondering, even at Al Jazeera, there's some legit reporters. So, whatevs. You canceled it. That's good. Thanks. Phew, I was worried about that because they said they would just hold it for like 180 days and tell me what to do about it. And I didn't have the actual name. So whatever. All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for putting up with my bullshit for 3 hours and 18 minutes. What's up with Kurt on the way out the door? I tried to stay out of this By the way, Fair and Balance says, ha ha ha, blah, ha ha ha, ha. Nope. I don't know what that means, but okay. What's up with Kurt? Again, I am a drama-free dude. The whole legal bite shit, the DUI guy shit. I have zero problems with anybody on YouTube. Literally, LawTube or whatever the fuck you want to call them. Zero problems with anybody on YouTube. Personally. Anybody that wants to get on my channel, I have no reason to say no. If you're good to me, I'm good to you. If you treat me like shit, I'll treat you worse. That's just kind of my motto, my philosophy. I like Kurt. He's a great guy. He has a great legal mind. I consider him to be a friend, and I tried to stay out of the drama. I didn't want to know about it. I knew something about him, fucking with some channels, doing some copyright strikes on channels. I tried to stay out of it because it wasn't me. It's between him as an adult and the other channel operator as adults to work the shit out between them. That was my position. I don't want to start drama. I don't want to be involved in drama. I don't want to continue drama. However, talking to Farron, talking to Legal Mindset, listening to Farron, listening to Ricada, listening to you, my commenters in chat, talking about shit. I will address this over the weekend. I need to put things together in my head. I want to address this properly, balanced, and reasonable. As again, I am the newest of the goddamn noobs in the LawTubes sphere. I've been doing this like a month and like 12 days, like a month into 6 weeks. I've been doing this YouTube shit for 6 weeks. I don't know anybody deeply and personally other than like Legal Mindset. I respect everybody that went here before me, but I've got a perspective as one of the older people. I know like Ron Coleman's older than me, and I can't really think of anybody else in the LawTube lawyers or if you expand the definition of LawTube, and I agree with Rick. I don't know what the fuck that means, and I want to be part of it, but I am. To include people like Farron who are not lawyers but work regularly with us and do things. I have zero beef with people, but as one of the older guys, I think I can address Kurt as a friend and as an elder statesman to give some life experience on how you deal with shit like this. There's right ways and wrong ways, and it's a valuable lesson for everybody. And I'll put my thoughts together. I'll put my thoughts together and give my 2 cents. I didn't want to, but I've kind of been sucked into this. And if I must admit, also, it seems that the YouTube algorithm gods love this issue. Fair and Balance says here, good call, Jeff. Is starting to go off the rails by others. We kept it simple. Don't copyright strike small channels. That's kind of my gist. Don't do it. And I'll lay out a few reasons why I personally wouldn't do it and what I think Kurt should do about it. But I kind of want to, I normally do zero like scripting, or I do preparation, but I speak from the heart. I speak from the mind. I don't like to prepare scripts for what I talk about. But in this case, I want to make sure I hit some valuable points. So I want a little bit of time to process it. And I will put something together, and half of me says that it should just be me reaching out to Kurt one-on-one without putting it on YouTube. But the other half says, I'm part of this weird thing that I got sucked into. And I think what I have to say is a valuable lesson for other people. And if you've seen what Farron has said about it from her perspective with several years in the media industry, my take is not going to be much different than hers. I'll put it together, and I'll when I get some time over the weekend, I'll do something. what I'm really wrestling with now is do I do it as a pre-recorded bit or do I do it as a stream? I just don't know. So yeah, there's a few things I will comment. I didn't want to, but now at this point, I feel like somehow I have to. And don't get me wrong, I still consider Kurt a friend. I still like him. He's still fun. He's welcome on my channel. You know, he was on my channel a couple of days ago and he made a reference to it. And I just said, I don't want to fucking hear about it. You know, you chat, shut the fuck up, basically let Kurt ramble, get done, you know, get it out of his system. But now I kind of feel like I've been pulled into it by reference, just by being close. It's like a black hole. It's an issue that is, I've sort of been caught in it and I'm getting sucked into the event horizon. But yeah, that I'll do something. I don't, you know, it's not a big deal to me. I don't really give a fuck. And spoiler alert, what I would do if I was him, I would reach out to the person one-on-one and say, hey dude, you make your dude or woman. I don't know who the original snap was, but you know, hey, what's the deal? What are you doing here? I feel kind of butthurt by this. Or I would just go, hey, that's pretty fucking funny. Lean seriously into it and enjoy it. But I'll put my thoughts together and I'll put it out. But yeah, anyway, long story short, as the Polish say, not my circus, not my monkeys. I want to remain as neutral as possible. I respect everybody. So we'll do it. I'll touch on it briefly. In the meantime, though, I really do need to wrap this up. God damn it. I can't shut up. I have this problem, verbal diarrhea. I want to do a 2-hour stream. It's now 3 hours and 25 minutes. I've totally screwed up my night. I've wasted a Friday night. God damn it. I'll have to make up for it by starting drinking tomorrow at 9 a.m. my time. All right. Check in on Fair and Balanced channel a few hours from now where I'll be there. She'll be there. We'll have some other people apparently on the panel. It's going to be a fun ride. And I'll put together the Kurt shit sometime over the weekend and then we'll get on with our normal life. Until then, thank you all for being here. Thank you so much to the mods who do so much to make me look better than I am and to make me look less shitty than I am. My Beavers unit, her unit gets all in a knot if I don't specifically mention her by name. So yeah, my Beavers unit, blah, blah, blah. Good job. Blah, blah, blah. Love you. Love all my mods. I love all of you for being here. Mods, people, viewers, critics, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. On your way out the door, please hit that like button. You're here. You liked it. If you haven't done it, just do me that fucking favor. And if you haven't subscribed and you're wondering what the hell goes on here, this is what the hell goes on here basically every day. So you're here. You obviously like it. Hit that subscribe button and hit the notification to get the signs for it. Until tomorrow morning over at Fair and Balanced channel. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your afternoon. Enjoy your morning. Enjoy your night wherever you happen to be here on this little planet of ours. And do not forget to enjoy your legal vices. Till next time. Bye.